Hi, I'm JanJan. This is 3 Gay Games. You're gay now. Now, as a fellow gay, or at least queer adjacent, we can agree we love gay games. But how do you choose which to play? Well, I came up with a very scientific rating system based on things like, is the Yuri toxic? Is the story good? Will they be able to stay alive? So that you don't have to. And determine which game this episode will earn the gay crown. But with that out of the way, let's go away and play some gay. Welcome to Witch You Want. This is a Yuri game about helping a witch with a failing potion shop. And it's a Yuri. Also, I saw that there was a custom character creation thing, so I am a little bit curious about that. That's about it. I'm just gonna get into it. Every spring, the village I live in holds a huge festival. It's a really big deal. Almost everyone participates. There's a ton of stalls and activities, and people come from all over just to attend it. So what am I doing to prepare for all this? Well, I am job hunting. Some celebration this is, but I need the money. Every afternoon, I go to the town center to see if there's any jobs on the bulletin board. Even odd jobs are better than nothing, but I haven't had any luck in finding those either. A couple days ago, I even had someone snatch a job posting off the board while I was reading it. Rude. I hope they get fired. Well, they want a job, so I don't think they're gonna get fired. I wasn't expecting today to be much different, but I spotted a new flyer on the board. Urgent help needed. Looking for assistant to help make potions for festival preparations. Previous experience useful but not required. Sign your name at the bottom of this flyer for more information. I do have a little bit of potion making experience. This might be right up my alley. My name is JanJan Arena. That's what I'm going with. Oh, wait, why am I doing that? That's a terrible idea. Just go with Jane. Wait, who did I just sign up to work for? Before I can read the shop's name, I feel a strange sensation. The next time I blink, I'm no longer in the town square. She kidnapped me. In the distance, I hear a delighted gasp followed by footsteps running towards me. It sure looks like a witch's shop, all right. And not just any witch's shop. Whoa! Welcome to Maribel's Miracle Mixtures. Ooh, alliteration. But I'm sure you already knew that, right? No, we didn't. You didn't write in your job posting. Love her hair. Beautiful colors. Not really. Honesty is the best policy, right? Well, I didn't get the chance to see the name of the shop, but I'm really happy to be able to work here. Well, I'm happy to get a job anywhere. Close enough. For a moment, it doesn't seem like the smile on her face quite reaches her eyes, but it's over quickly and she's back to seemingly bubbly. So you could start today, right? Yes! It's a bit short notice, but I'm not going to lift a gift witch in the mouth. Even if that witch owns the worst potion shop in town. Oh no! Do you have any experience brewing potions? A bit. Great, then you shouldn't have any trouble. These are all very simple potions, I assure you. The only issue we're having is quality. No, the only issue we're having is quantity. There's so much to make and there's only one little old me. No issues of quality whatsoever. But that's all about the change, Jane. Come on, let me show you where you'll be working. She grabs my hand and leads me away from the front of the shop towards the back rooms. The back rooms? Normally, I would be ecstatic over getting to hold hands with a pretty girl, but well, maybe it's not best to dwell on that for now. Your brewing station doesn't have as many ingredients stocked as my personal station, but I promised it'll be enough for you to make plenty of potions. The background kind of looks like Starbucks, just a little bit. I'll be handling the more complex orders, so the simpler stuff will be your responsibility. I would honestly eat here, that desserts look pretty good. I love the art style, it's very cute. Maribel takes me to a small enclave downstairs with a cauldron surrounded by tables and shelves of different types of herbs, flowers, and other mixtures. On the wall above the cauldron is a small mirror. A teleportation spell sure to scuff you up a bit, didn't it? You could take a moment to gather yourself here if you'd like. The one tooth in her mouth. Yeah, I don't know about the immediately teleporting me thing. I might want to apply for other jobs. I just applied for your job first. Here I am. Goodness, I get to make my femsona. I get to yassify myself. Thinking blue eyes. If you know anything about me, I like the color blue. Let me see. Let me see what speaks to me. The pink kind of speaks to me a little bit. This also speaks to me. Miku. I turn into Miku. Pink is so cute though. Okay, I'm gonna go with the purple. No, I don't really want to though. Oh, I'm so indecisive. I'll go with this one. I'll go with this one. Okay, interesting. I love how I love how there's a bunch of accessories. There's this, which makes me just injured, I guess. Accessories. And then Freckles. Freckles are another accessory. Kind of think the glasses are kind of cute. Ooh. Oh, for sure the hat. But if I'm doing that, then let's change my hair. That looks good. It's nice and cozy, isn't it? I guess. I'm glad we agree. We're gonna get along super well. I could just feel it, you know? Of course you can. I know better to ask questions. I already know the answer too, silly me. Her energy is something else. Those one-star Whelp reviews couldn't have prepared me for this. She's a lesbian, and she's bad at potions. That was one of the reviews. Since it's your first day, I made sure to start you off with a really simple potion so you can get into the groove. I have a customer who's in urgent need of a strength potion. She's really strong on her own, of course, but there's a lot of stuff that needs moving. So it'd help her out if she could get a potion that makes her even stronger. All you need to do is put the ingredients in the cauldron, stir the mixture, and voila! You have a brand new potion ready for drinking. I don't really remember any strength recipes though. Oh, don't worry about that. It's really simple. All you need is some cat's eye, some peach seeds, and Maribel and I stare at each other. The smile on her face doesn't crack even once. Well, it'd be too easy if I just gave you the whole recipe, wouldn't it? Think of it like a puzzle. Those two ingredients, plus something soft, you can figure out on your own. It proves that you're able to think on your feet and make the quality potions our shop is known for. Well, I got plenty of orders to take care of myself, so I gotta go, ta-ta! She flies away before I can say anything in response. What have I got myself into? Cat eye gem. Oh, they're gems. Thank goodness. Ooh, minigame. Okay, cat's eye. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Okay. Make sure to include a regent to help dissolve the gem, and you could turn a small effect into a dazzling display. Couple things that are soft. It's not using the keyword soft, so I don't know. Okay. Shot in the dark. Shot in the dark. I think I'm going to try using the bluebird feather. After I put all the ingredients in the cauldron and stir them, the mixture begins to bubble satisfyingly. It's been a while since I've done this. It's actually pretty relaxing, as long as I ignore the circumstances that brought me here. Before too long, when the brew is finished, I pour into an empty bottle. The consistency is silky smooth. You'd have no idea this was my first potion in a long time. Yoo-hoo! The customer's here. One strength potion to go. Maribel seems to be in a hurry when she enters, but after she takes the potion out of my hand, she takes a moment to look at it. Wow, now that is a beautiful potion, especially since you said that you only have a little bit of experience. I got it right! Hell yeah. She looks in towards me, her tone of voice conspiratorial. Do you work for the Demon King? Why, I'd almost think you just stole this from my shop. What? Of course not. I'm just kidding. Let's go get this to the customer. Maribel runs off again in a hurry to get back. For a moment, I was thinking of following her, but instead I took the opportunity to take a break, even for a few minutes. She might be the one running around, but I feel like I'm the one who needs to stop and take a breath. A few minutes later, I hear footsteps approaching. She probably has another task for me. When I turn to face her, instead of giving me another order, she pulls me in for a hug. That was perfect. Congratulations on your first successful order. Aw, sweet. Thank you. She lets go of me, but keeps a hand on my shoulder. The partnership is going very well so far, partnership, if I do say so myself. Now on to the next order. For our next few hours, Maribel sets me up with very simple orders, which all go as well as the first one, though without as much hugging. In between, she gives me a tour of the shop. If I didn't know any better, I think it would be a really nice place, but just because the decor is pretty, everything's organized, doesn't mean the stock is good. Eventually, the sun begins to set and Maribel closes the shop. She waves me off as I leave. I guess she lives on the second floor. To be honest, yesterday still kind of feels like an elaborate fever dream. One day I was just job hunting on the bulletin board as usual, and the next I signed my soul off to the worst potion shop in town for a week. Okay, that's a bit overdramatic. Actually went pretty well, all things considered. I earned my keep and nobody got poisoned. The one hand, by this time next week, I'll be completely free from this job. On the other, Maribel is so exhausted to be around for even a week. Actually, not even a week. Feels like an almost unsurmountable slog. That's sad. I think Maribel's sweet. I open the door to the shop. The bright tinkle of the bell mixes with the bird song in the air. It's me, Maribel. Oh, Jane, it's so good to see you. It feels like time hasn't blunted her enthusiasm for me or the work I'm doing any. Ready for another great day at work? Sure. I made sure to study up on some basics last night in case, you know. Well, that's the kind of forward-thinking preparation any shopkeeper values in an assistant. So I'll take it you're ready for today's first order? I sure am. What are we having today? Well, the good news is that the strength potion you brewed yesterday worked perfectly. Good news, is there any bad news? The same customer came to the shop in a panic while I was getting ready for bed. Things were pretty hectic at the preparation festival, and apparently she dropped some really heavy boxes, ouch, on someone else's foot. Ooh, ouch. So that's what I said. She, the woman whose foot had the box dropped on her, went to a healer, but Well, you know how they're like sometimes over there. The customer feels really bad about what happened and she wants to give a potion to relieve pain. Pain release potion, maybe the mint? Mint moment? There's a few recipes on those, but one that you have ingredients for contains lavender, beeswax, and something cool. Something cool. Yes! Is she messing with me or is she really just forget an ingredient again? You're a smart cookie, Jane. I'm confident you'll do just as well as you did yesterday. No pressure there. Now, if you don't mind, I have some other orders to take care of. I'll be back to check on you in a sec. Maribel gives me a quick wave. She leaves me on my own again. I know exactly what to do. Lavender, beeswax, and mint. Let's do it. I put all the ingredients in and start stirring. I don't want to jinx it early, but this potion seems to be going just as well as the previous one. Maybe I have a talent for this? Like before, when the brew is done, I bottle it. And also like before, Maribel is here to take it from me before I can do anything else. Another excellent brew. Why, if I don't watch out, you might steal my job from right under me. That's supposed to be a compliment? For my own well-being, I'm gonna assume that it is. Man, we're really suspicious of Maribel. Thank you. I'm sure Sarah will find this very useful. Sarah? Oh, she's a customer. I guess this potion isn't for her, but knowing that other women isn't in pain should take a weight off of her shoulders, especially since she doesn't need that strength potion anymore. I'll take this to her right away. Just stay here. I have some more recipes for you in a moment. With a signature smile on her face, Maribel pats me on the head before she leaves. The next few hours is a cycle between receiving orders, filling them, and being subject to Maribel's alternating affection and backhanded praises. And because I'm working full hours a day, it feels like even more of a slog. We really just don't like Maribel. It feels like our character is just so anti-Maribel. By the time the shop closes, all I want to do is go to bed. 2 days, 5 left to go, if I survive them. At the beginning of my 3rd day working for Maribel, I made a promise to myself. I won't let this job consume me, even if I'm good at it. I don't know Maribel personally for too long, but she has to know that our shop's reputation is terrible. But if I can relieve that, well, it might be a bit flattering, but it can also lead to this job being way more than I signed up for. I'll see how things shake out in the next few days, but I'm confident that things will turn out well. When I enter the shop, I don't even get the chance to say anything before Maribel makes her presence known. Jane, just the woman I want to see. I have great news. What is it? That potion we gave Sarah yesterday worked like a charm. She even told me that Lillian, that's the woman she dropped the boxes on, was shocked by how well it worked. Oh, that's good. I think there's an implied considering where it was bought in that sentence she's forgetting. In fact, she was so impressed that she just came over to buy another potion herself. Really? Yep, you actually just missed her. We don't actually have any knitting potions in stock, so I had to ask her to come back later. That's where you come in. A knitting potion. What she needs to use it for anyway, she needs a potion to enhance her concentration and dexterity to make up for the progress she lost on our stall stock. It's pretty simple, maybe a little bit too simple by how well you've been doing, frankly, but I won't have time to do it myself, so just put in some beeswax, some lavender, and something red, maybe rose petals. Oh, I hear the bell. I'll check on you later, Jane. I'm just gonna have to figure out ingredients the whole time I'm here, aren't I? Well, just standing here won't get that potion made any faster. What's something red that goes well with beeswax and lavender? I know immediately. Rose petal. Beeswax, lavender, mix it together. Another potion well made, if I do say so myself. I never thought I'd be able to make a potion for knitting, but there's a first time for everything, I suppose. Whoa! Oh, this one looks really pretty. Maribel? I jolted out of the thought by Maribel's sudden intrusion, which surprised me so much I nearly dropped the bottle on the ground. Luckily, she seems to have the reflexes of a cat, catching it as soon as my fingers loose their grip on the glass. Oops, you should be a little bit more careful, Jane. It's a good thing I was here to help you out, though. Also, my eyes kind of looked like a cat. I was a little bit curious about that. I wouldn't have almost dropped it if you hadn't stuck up on me. Whoa, we really don't like Maribel. We hate our boss. We have to. But it's all right. Just let me get this back to Lillian, and then we can move on with the rest of our day's work. She leaves the back room, and I try the hardest not to think about her fingers brushing up against mine, or how empty the room feels without her presence. Yuri? That sounds pretty gay. I think the weirdness of this situation might be rubbing off on me. No, I'm being silly. About what? Again? Somehow, today has turned into Maribel accidentally. At least I hope it's accidentally, scaring the living daylights out of me. Also, the way that she popped in, it really it gave me anime vibes. Like I could see this being an anime, genuinely. Like, it would be so cute. While I'm making potions, while I'm on my lunch break, while I'm waiting for more orders, it'd be really funny if it wasn't happening to me. But it is happening to me, so instead it's driving me up the wall. After the shop closes and I head home, I half expect her to sneak up on me again. I don't know what it is, but something about today feels off. Maybe it's just because I had a bit of trouble sleeping last night. Is this actually a horror game? I don't think it is, but I couldn't help but get a feeling that something is going to happen. I hope I'm wrong. I'm too tired to deal for real crisis today. But my hopes are dashed as soon as I enter the shop. Hello, Jane. It's good to see you today. Well, I am your assistant for this week. Maribel is more nervous than I've ever seen her. I could tell she's trying to play it off and cover her nerves with cheerfulness, but she's really bad at hiding it. Is everything okay? Of course everything's okay. Everything's pushing up daisies for the shop. Why wouldn't I be alright? That's a really long-winded way of saying no. Oh, okay. This really isn't any of my business, is it? I'm not even a long-term employee. Both of our jobs right now is to face the day with a smile. Maribel pokes at the sides of my mouth. Alright? Alright. I relaxed into a genuine smile despite myself. Now, Sarah came back over to the shop today. I'm not used to having regulars. I mean, having regulars is a completely normal part of owning a shop. So, of course, I wouldn't be blindsided by her. That would be silly of me. Anyways, what she needs today is a boost of energy. She has more stuff to move around for the festival, but she's fretting over Lillian so much she hasn't gotten a wink of sleep. This isn't a mere job for coffee. It needs monstrous energy. Demon energy! I'll contact the Demon King immediately. This is what you came in for. The recipe said peach seeds. That's really easy. Just peach seeds? Of course not. Have you ever heard of a potion with one ingredient? And what else do I need to put in it? Something blue and something shiny. Without saying anything, Maribel turns and walks away, not even an acknowledgement. Somehow, she's even more scatterbrained today than usual. It's quite disconcerting. Maybe she's like genuinely losing her memory. Like, this could be really sad and we just don't know it. Okay. Peach seeds, something blue, and something shiny. Jane? Rather than sneaking up on me, Maribel approaches me calmly. Is the potion ready? Yeah, just bottling it up. Wonderful. Let me get this back to Sarah and then I'll come back with the next order for you. The rest of the day proceeds with a lot less fanfare than I'm used to. Maribel is much calmer than I've ever seen her. She's almost acting like a legitimate boss. It's so weird. And it's weird that I think that's weird. What has this place done to me? By the time I clock out and go home, I'm almost dreading the thought of coming back to work tomorrow, if she's just gonna be like this. The past 2 days have been such a whirlwind that I feel like I should be prepared for anything when I walk up to Maribel's shop. But nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. Maribel, she's dead! Which is absolutely nothing. Oh, Maribel, are you there? Try knocking on the locked door, but I can't hear anything inside. What's going on? She's done plenty of stuff, but she's never been late. Did she leave? When's she coming back? Thinking about that makes something ache in my heart. We're crushing on her, like hardcore. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. For as long as it's felt, I've only really known her for less than a week. I decided to wait for her, leaning back against the wall of the shop and closing my eyes. After a few minutes, I think, it's kind of hard to keep track, I finally hear a familiar voice. Oh, there you go. Jane, I was so sorry for keeping you waiting. What happened? It's not like you to be late for work. I know, I'm sorry. I had a little bit of official business to take care of. Just some stuff related to the festival. Nothing you have to worry about. You know how those seller fees can be. The festival? That's in 2 days. Shouldn't fees have been handled weeks ago? Well, under normal circumstances, perhaps, but we have, special arrangement. So you have more leeway on the deadline, special arrangement? Are you getting saucy with the festival director? Yes, that's exactly what it is. I am getting saucy with the festival director. You clocked me. Now, come on, let's get to work. What do I need to make? Oh, I got this lovely visit from Lillian today. She has the exact opposite problem Sarah was, I'm afraid. She's been having such a hard time sleeping lately. It needs something that, at the bare minimum, will give her a really good nap. Oh, I need a really good nap. Anyways, back to gaming. Make sure to put in mint and 2 things that smell good. Now, just a moment. I have some things I need to tidy up. Definitely doing this on purpose now. Also, cinnamon buns. Give me cinnamon buns. Give me muffins. Give me cake. Give me payment and cake. Hey, 2 things that smell good. I feel like dandelions and lavender, but this is probably the most nervous I've felt because, I don't know, like maybe beeswax smells really good. I'm not too sure. I think so. Wait, what's happening? Did I mess with the potion? But I was doing so well. I think my definition of smells good might be different from Maribel's. That gotta be one of the potion turnaround. Definitely not because I'm bad at making potions. Trying to hide what happens gonna help me. I don't think so. Kind of wish that there was some way to instantly contact someone from a distance. You know, some really powerful magic for something like that though. And I feel like if Maribel had the ability to talk to me at any time, she'd probably bother me after work a lot. Maybe that type of invention will only make things worse. I shudder at the thought of having my boss interrupt my dinner. Oh, are you thinking a bit chilly, Jane? I'm sure I have a spare warmth potion that might help you out a bit there. No, I'm fine, I swear. When did you get here? Just now. I take it the potion didn't come out too good, huh? I'm afraid not. Sorry. Aw, too bad. Let me clean this up. Even if you won't take the warmth potion, I'm sure I have a spare shell for you somewhere. Oh, that's sweet. Are you sure you're not coming down or something? I'm sure. I'm just thinking about something really scary. You being able to contact me on a phone. Maribel gently taps me on the head. There, I whacked the bad thoughts away from you. Thank you. She can never find out I was thinking about her. Just because you made a mistake this time doesn't mean you haven't been helpful. I've got a few things that need doing, so just give me a sec and I'll get you started on those. Get back home, I feel exhausted. Maribel really worked me to the bone today. I think she's serious about trying to make the festival work out for her. I can't believe the festival is tomorrow. This definitely isn't how I planned on spending it. Who knows how it's going to turn out. I feel like if anything can happen at this point, it's definitely going to be exhilarating for us no matter what. Wait. Why am I thinking about Maribel's shop in terms of us? I won't even be working here 2 days from now. When I arrived, Maribel's waiting for me outside with a sad, solemn smile on her face. Hi, Jane. There's something we need to talk about. I swallowed the lump that forms in the back of my throat listening to her voice. What could be going on to make her act like this? Am I being fired? I didn't think I messed up that much. Come on inside. It'll be easier to talk there than out here. Am I legitimately getting fired? Is something wrong? Not exactly. Well, no. That's not right. Obviously there's something wrong. I own this shop for a few years now. It's not like I don't know what everyone says about me. When I open up the Welt book and see all those angry reviews, it hurts. Honestly, I always thought that she was just that oblivious, or that none of the negativity bothered her. I know that I've been in over my head, that I was never ready to own a shop on my own. Those negative reviews, almost all of them were telling the complete truth. But I thought if I worked hard enough and kept a smile on my face, I could turn things around. It never worked, but I kept trying. Owning my own shop was my dream for so long, I just couldn't give it up. You know that arrangement I mentioned for the festival? That festival director? Yeah, you told me about it. But no offense, it didn't really make any sense. Yeah, I left out a lot of information. It was actually 2 festival directors. I applied for a stall this year, just like all the other years since I opened the shop, but they rejected me. Rejected you? Wow. You don't need to be mad at them at my behalf. They were right. I just couldn't admit it to myself. And I begged them to reconsider. Eventually they relented, but under the condition that I pay an extra insurance fee. The fee was very large. They were at least nice enough to let me pay it in installments though, but if we don't sell every potion we bring to the festival, I'll have to close down the shop permanently. I'm almost completely broke now. I'm sorry for not telling you this earlier. I didn't want to put it all on your shoulders when you're only going to be here for a week. So if I messed up one potion, the game's over and our shop immediately fails. Bruh. So why are you telling me this now? I've been so worried about the festival. This is my last chance I had to make the shop work out. And for the first time in a long time, I feel like there's hope. Sure, there's some bumps on the road, but I'm confident we can at least make this work. As long as we work together, we can make this happen. But tomorrow's my last day. Oh, we'll see about that. I'm not gonna ruin the surprise. I kidnapped you. Look down there. There's like chains on my leg. That's a lot to take in at once. All this time, I never thought much about how Maribel felt about all this. Working for Maribel long term, I'd have to think about it. There's a lot of baggage attached to this store. But even though things aren't always going as well, she's always been nice to me in her own way. And she is cute. Oh, pretty gay. Now that all that boring stuff is taken care of, are you ready to make potions today? Yes! Today's potion is a bit special. It's not a potion for a person. Instead, it's a sparklitzer. I don't know what that means. A plant is going to drink it. A sparklitzer for a plant? Yes, you pour the liquid into the soil the plant is growing from and it makes the plant sparkle. It's a really pretty effect and it's a lot easier to make it than it sounds. You need 2 peach seeds plus 2 other flower greens, but no lavender and nothing yellow. Simple enough, right? I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, I can do this. Another good potion, I'm glad. It's always been a bit nerve-wracking putting down these ingredients in and waiting for them to brew or not. Should I draw some leaves on the label so nobody thinks they can drink it themselves? No, that would just make them think it's made of plants. Which, well, it is, but I don't know if it'll make a person sparkle like it'll make plants sparkle. And that would be a surprise to someone just looking to quench their thirst. What would? I ought to be surprised that she's here, but nothing surprises me anymore. Do you know what would happen if a person were to drink this potion? A whole lot of nothing, probably. Do you want to test the sparkling on yourself? No, I just want to stop people from drinking it if they shouldn't. Oh dear, I don't think anyone could really stop that, but maybe you're just overthinking it. Maribel takes the potion out of my hands, summoning a pen out of thin air, and writes something on the label. Then she holds up the bottle to me. Underneath the shop's name and plant sparklitzer is written, "Tastes like spoiled milk. Do not drink." Does it really? No, but most people aren't gonna want to find out. Now, let's get this out to our customer. They really want their houseplants to be as sparkly as soon as possible. It's really nice to be able to have casual conversations with Maribel. She's still my boss, of course, but after this morning's talk, I feel like we cleared the air. The rest of the day passes on similarly, and as the minutes and hours tick by, I can't help but become increasingly aware of how little time there is before things change for good. There's less than a day now until I have to be at the festival, for better or for worse. At some point, I drop a bottle, an empty one luckily, and Maribel asks me if something is wrong. I try to play it off as if I was being clumsy, but I don't think she buys it. When it's time to clock out, I don't really want to leave, but Maribel shoos me outside. She gives me a key to the shop and tells me to let myself in if something comes up. I barely have an appetite at dinner, and I'm too nervous to fall asleep. Oh, I don't want to leave. I never thought so much would be riding on the village festival. I've gone every year since I was a kid, but almost always just been a good time. This is it. This is the day of the festival. However this week ends up, it's going to be decided today. Maribel asked me to come to the store early today. We did a lot of preparation, but apparently we have a single rush order. So I had to come in to make that potion while she finished setting up. Is it a love potion? Because there's a love potion mentioned for the rose petals. I'm a little bit curious. I used the key Maribel gave me yesterday to let myself in. It feels strangely barren without her here. I get to my station, there's a single folded note waiting for me. Dear Jane, you're fired. Thanks for coming in early today. I know you'd probably rather be at the festival right now, but when someone came up to me and begged me to give them a courage potion, I just couldn't refuse. Seriously, they look so pathetic. I would have felt like I was kicking a puppy if I hadn't taken the job. 3 ingredients you need are something romantic, something made in the ground, and something you can make a wish on. Please help the customer out. Please help the customer out. I don't think I'll be able to live by myself if it doesn't work out. No pressure, huh? So, immediate first thoughts, rose petals for romantic, dandelions for something you make a wish on, but something made in the ground is a little interesting. Beeswax isn't made on the ground. Feathers aren't made in the ground. I would say maybe mint. I operate the cauldron in my ladle like I'm possessed, not really registering what's going on. I have to get to the festival as soon as possible, no matter how this potion turns out. Quickly as I can, I clean up everything, close up the shop, and start to run to the town square where the festival is being held. It's too easy to tell when I'm getting close, since there's more and more people closer and closer together on the street. I barely manage to avoid running into anyone. I wonder which store sells ice cream. Ice cream. Eventually, I do have to slow down because there's simply too many people to run past. People crowd in groups with their friends and loved ones in front of all these different stalls, enjoying a variety of different foods and other sundries. Well, I don't know what sundries are. After a while of moving past people, I finally get to my goal. In a small booth in the corner, barely out of the shadows, is a respectable display of bottled potions of impeccably designed labels, below a sign bearing a familiar shop name. Maribel's Miraculous Mixtures. I struggled to say that. Maribel got the potion. It's about time, so many people here. I managed to wriggle my way through people browsing Maribel's wares and behind the stall, sitting an empty seat next to her. Come on, let me see what you brought. I show Maribel the courage potion she had me made before I left. I see. We'll see what happens when the customer comes to get it. Bruh. She's not even gonna congratulate me. I went back in time 2 times for her. But okay. I'm going to reverse back time. I refuse for this to be the case. I'm going to rewind time. No, I need to load. No! Okay, so really cool thing. I'm actually gonna load it again. If she comes to get it, there's so many people packed here that I wouldn't be surprised if she just waits until tomorrow. It's hardly an urgent matter, but the potion itself is fine, right? Oh yes, it's perfect. I just don't trust that customer to actually come here like she said. No time to waste, let's get back to selling. You in the red shirt, you look like someone whose life woes could be helped with a stiff drink. I have plenty of stiff drinks here for the discerning customer. Maribel, that's not what a stiff drink is. Yeah, exactly. She laughs brightly before turning to look at me with a twinkle in her eye. That got your attention, didn't it? You're not supposed to get my attention. Am I not? Maribel flutters her eyelashes at me. My face immediately gets hot and I jerk her around to look away from her. She's doing this on purpose. I look to a tired-looking woman holding a baby in one arm with a small child holding her other hand. Do you need a monstrous energy potion? As the day goes on, Maribel and I try to get people's attention, but surprisingly it turns out to not be necessary. People are coming to stop by our stall even without being called over. At first I thought it was out of morbid curiosity with how bad a reputation Maribel's shop has, and maybe for some people it was, but soon people actually started to buy potions. Gradually but steadily, the number of potions resting atop our table dwindled, and as soon as the sun set, somebody bought the last of our potions we set up. Honey. We did it! We did! The shop could stay open. And just as Maribel said that, a burst of purple fireworks blasted through the sky. Even the fireworks are celebrating our momentous achievement. They are, how courteous of them. Of course, I know that's just a coincidence, but it's nice to think that the rest of the village wants to celebrate with us too. Since we no longer have anything to sell, an excellent problem to have. All we can do is watch the fireworks display light up the night sky. It paints the view above us with a rainbow of different colors, all being beautiful and fleeting. I've seen the fireworks a ton of times alone, with family, with friends, but somehow it feels different this year. Maybe it's because my boss and I will date soon. I look to my side to see where Maribel is sitting next. She's looking at the fireworks with a determined expression on her face. I wonder if she feels the same way I'd. While I was thinking about Maribel kissed me softly on the lips. Okay, so my first thought is, I mean, that's cute, but she also didn't really ask for my consent in any way. She just kind of did it. So I'm not a huge fan of that, considering that she's my boss and power dynamics and stuff like that. So I'm not a huge fan of that, but we'll see what happens. That's awfully unprofessional, I know, but I've been wanting to do that for a while. Okay, you're acknowledging it that, but you could ask if you could kiss me before you do it. It's been very distracting. Now I have a very important question for you. Is she? No, she couldn't be. Not this soon. Do you promise to come to work tomorrow morning? Kiss me again if I do. Absolutely. Then, I promise. I'll keep working for you tomorrow and every day after that. Hold on, you need vacation and sick days too. Suddenly, I can't help but feel grateful that my last job let me go. If they hadn't gotten rid of me, I wouldn't be here right now. I mean, I do have a cute girlfriend, and we got Yuri going on, but the future of the shop might be a little bit uncertain. But one thing for sure, however, it turns out Maribel and I will face it together. I saved the day and I got the true ending. Yippee! Okay, so that was Witchy Want. Initial thoughts, I thought it was cute potion thing, a little simplistic, but I understand that you don't have a lot of time for this, and it seemed like they made this game relatively well. Like, it was just a well-designed game. The things that I'm thinking about right now, I don't particularly like she just kissed me. Especially if you're like a boss and an employee, like for you to kiss your employee, because imagine a scenario where you kissed her and she did like you, but maybe you never talked to her about your relationships. Maybe you have a partner. Maybe, you know, you're not ready for a relationship. This can make a work relationship really awkward. I mean, maybe you wouldn't be working there because technically it's your last day. But I will say that I do think that the overall story, if you're examining it from she knew that you liked her and there was that beforehand, is good. And I love the character designs. The character designs were very cute. I love how they colored the line art. I loved how they did the little character customization thing. I think it's really nice that they gave you that option. I give this game 4 witches' hats. But yeah, let's go on to the next game. This is Saint Yvette. I've heard about this game a little bit. I know that there's Yuri in later parts of it. This is currently a demo, and I also really love this parallax effect that they got with the multiple things. I can already tell that they got something going on, because this title screen is very cool. But it's about an orphanage and 2 girls that go to the orphanage. Besides that, I did want to say that I will be rating it differently since it is a demo versus the full game. So let's get to it. Smoke and ash fly around me, with the crackling of embers trailing behind. I feel the ash cling first to my dress, then to my face and hair. It tickles my nose, making me cough and inhale, or at least try to. But all I get is another lung full of smoke. It burns, making my lungs sear. It hurts. It hurts so much. The crackling flames haven't touched me. No, not yet. But it will. Is this Salem witch trials? Is she tied up because Salem witch trials? That would be so cool if that was the case. It will, and I'll become a piece of charred flesh. The heat is overwhelming. Tears slide down my cheek. My vision is getting blurry and my eyes burn. The smoke blocks my perpendicular vision. I hold back my tears. I bite my bottom lip, stifling a sob. Ugh. Why? I croak out. My voice cracks. No one in the crowd responds to me. Oh, this is Salem witch trials for sure. Why? God, why? What the hell did I even do? I did what I should have. I did everything that I should have. So why? Why am I getting punished? I writhe against my bindings. The rope is wrapped around my waist, tying me securely to the cross. I don't know if... Did they use a cross? I always imagined it more as like a stick in the ground. My arms are tied behind my back, bound tightly together as well. I rub my forearms against the rope, trying to use the friction of the wood to my advantage. Once, twice, more than I can count. Shit. Come on, come on. I'm hoping the rope will tear and break away, releasing me. Come on, come on. Come on, please. The friction is hot. The voices in the crowd sound like gargling, as if I'm drowning in a dark sea where all my senses are dulled and dimmed. Even the crowd is blurry, swaying left and right, like a pendulum. It would make me fall fast asleep if I could right now. I think the only thing keeping me conscious is the pounding of blood through my veins, rushing in and out of my heart and up my jugular. Please, please, please. I don't know who I'm begging. Please let up. Please, please, please break. This is all I need. God, if you're listening, please listen to my prayer. Please release me from these bindings. If she pops off and they just go off and the God's real, that'd be crazy. Or the devil's real, maybe. Just one time, just once, please. Nothing. I shut my eyes. Maybe to prevent ash from flying into them. Or maybe in anticipation of a divine intervention, but nothing comes. You've been silent my whole life, so why can't you help me when I need it? Please, once I'm free, I'll make a break for it. I'll run into the woods. I'll survive. I'll be good. I'll be so good. Not that I've been bad, but I'll be even gooder. The best I've ever been. The trail of flames leading to me comes closer and closer. I'm not sure how it hasn't reached me yet. I only have a few more minutes. I writhe harder, harder. Tears still stream down my face. Maybe just a little bit more. Just a little bit more and I'll be free. My forearms are red and raw from the friction. The rubbing has turned my skin pink. It's peeling. It's even a bit wet. I think that's drops of blood pricking from below my skin, no doubt due to the chafing. Blood combined with sweat make my skin slicker. It's difficult to gain friction. The smoke is getting thicker and thicker. The fire is getting closer and closer. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Ugh, I exhale again. Smoke enters my lungs once more. God, it hurts. Listen to me, damn it. Damn it. Damn it. You're so effing useless. You never listen to me. Not once. I'll have to do everything myself again, won't I? I thrash against the cross, hitting my back against the wood. The whack. The whack. The whack. Ugh, maybe it'll break. The whack. The whack. Maybe the whole thing will splinter and I'll run away. The whack. And then I could live alone in the forest. The whack. I'll live by myself, away from all of you. I'll hunt. I know how to hunt. Well, I don't, but I can learn. I'll learn how to hunt. I can learn. I'll survive just to spite you. My body slows down. I can't. I can barely move anymore. My eyelids feel heavy, and so do my arms. Of course, it's because of the flames. I try to hit the wood again, but my body won't respond. I lay limply against the wood. Ah, I'm gonna die here. I'm dead. I'm a dead girl. Dead, and I didn't even turn 17 yet. They're gonna chuck my body into the river when I'm gone, if there's anything left of me. Anything besides a heap of ash. Shit, there was so much I wanted to do. I thought that maybe I could have had my own life. I thought that if I grew older, I would be able to do whatever I wanted. Live however I wanted. I'm dead now, so it doesn't matter. But a part of me can't accept that. I can't. I won't. Like a cockroach, I've done whatever it takes to survive, no matter how dirty or disgusting. But I guess it's caught up to me. I can't get out of this one, can I, huh? Yet, I feel something from deep inside of me, even if I don't want to. It's a belief. It's something I want to believe. That even if it's the last thing I do, I'll survive. I promise you, I'll survive. Is this a horror game? She'll open her eyes. I'll survive. I look at the dark sky. Anything to get my mind off of what I assume to be my impending death. I keep rubbing, or at least I do. My back becomes numb from hitting it against the wooden cross. The only light illuminating tonight is the moon and the hot, hot fire. Will a werewolf save me? Will a werewolf woman save me in this Yuri game? Are you there? Are you watching me burn alive? Are you watching me? First time, huh? Yeah, I'm bitter. Some god he is. Never showing up, never appearing. I can't believe I'm calling out for him. But I wonder, did Jesus feel the same way when they made him walk to his death barefoot? when they hoisted him up to the cross, just as they did me. Interesting, there's a lot of religious undertones in this game. It's a saving grace they didn't hammer nails into my palms. What am I thinking? I can almost laugh. Me, like the Messiah, the only thing we have common is being a sacrificial lamb. Jesus wasn't a dirty little girl. He was a tall man. A dirty girl who has no options other than to beg for survival. Please. Ugh. Please rethink this. I croak and sob, looking at the crowd. Rows and rows of familiar faces, all egging the man in the middle to quicken my execution. Someone who is supposed to protect me. My father. Your father is the one who's doing this? Bruh. But his face is stony, and his eyes are cold. I guess the Messiah and I have two things in common now. In my mind, I laugh at my own snark. It's true. It is he who sentences me to my death. That's so messed up. That man, my father, holds a torch. 17 years old. You take care of her for 17 years, and you're gonna be the one who kills her? You. There's no love in your eyes, not anymore. You used to look at me like I was the most precious thing in the world. You used to hold me at night, never letting me go. But all I can see right now through the hazy smoke is a tight-lipped expression and squinted eyes of disappointment. As if I was a mistake that needed to be cleaned up. When I was a young girl, his friends would tell me I looked exactly like his late mistress, not his wife. She wasn't my mother. My real mother had died in childbirth. My mother wasn't particularly affectionate, and she too stands beside him. She clutches his arm in fear of me. Oh my God, what will I do against the 17-year-old girl who's tied up to a cross that's literally on fire? Oh no, I'm in so much danger. Far too tight, like she'll evaporate if she releases for a second. It angers me, but that doesn't matter. None of this matters because I'm a dead girl. I'm going to die. I'm going to die, and when I'm gone, no one will miss me. But I want to live. I've accepted my death, but I still want to live. It's contradictory. There's nothing I can do, but I want to fight. I want to live. I want it so badly. Father's face is still. He's speaking. I can't make out the words. You're gay. I'm not doing this because you're gay. That's just a coincidence, but you're gay. Use your gay wish powers to escape. That's the father. The fire grows closer and closer. I don't even look at it anymore. Maybe I can appease him. Invoke his memories of his sweet, beautiful daughter. Sweet, submissive, and innocent. Last-ditch effort, but what else can I do? Father, please. Please, please. You love me so much, so why? Or maybe that is why. You loved me more than you should have. You loved me too much. Father, love you too much? Ugh. The last of my energy I used to call to him. My lung strength. Father, please. Please just listen. He turns away. He turns his head around and doesn't look back, not even a glance. He turns away, leaving me to burn. I watch him grow smaller and smaller into the distance. Not a word, not a sound, as if I'm not even his daughter. Just a dead girl in the street. The street? Interesting. So I originally thought Salem Witch Trials, but I don't know if they had streets during Salem Witch Trials, but I'm not too sure. Father. Father. Mother. Father. Mother, anyone, don't just leave me here, please. Please. I only did my best to survive. All I wanted was to live. It was my only wish. I'm not a witch. Something bright hits my eyes. I try to squint, shut them close so I can get a few more minutes of sleep. My internal clock as well. I know when it's time to rise, and I know now is not the time. Still, the light invades my mind. I'll wake up now, I suppose. Groggily, I rub my face. There's nothing wrong with starting the day extra early after all. I can feel my hair is a bit of a mess. I count to 3 in my head. 1, 2, 3. Thwomp. I use some of my energy to sit up. A bit chilly. Cold wind sweeps through the dormitory. It almost sounds like whispering, traveling under our beds, grazing the wooden floorboard. I'm surprised my sister didn't feel the chill. Our sheets are pretty thin, and so are our nightgowns. My feet are cold. I crane my neck and then my back. My back. Okay. Making sure to dutifully stretch well. Oh no, the floor's cracked. And there's my cat. I crane my neck and then my back. And then my cat. And then the floor crack. Making sure it's dutifully stretched well. My eyes are still heavy and closed, but now I slowly open them. The curtains are wide open and beams of sunlight fly through the window, hitting right at my face. That's the reason. Usually I'm the first one awake in the dormitory. Today, however, it seems like someone woke up before me and left the curtain open. A breath of air escapes through my mouth. This perpetrator. You really shouldn't leave the curtain open when everyone's asleep. You could disturb others. That again, maybe it was an accident. If it was, I would be in the wrong for scolding her. And I wouldn't want to make someone feel bad for a mere accident. I'm sorry. I closed the curtain. It'll be no good if my sisters don't get enough sleep. I swing my legs off the twin-sized bed and get up. Eep! The floorboards are cold. It's not winter yet. It's late autumn. But it surprised me nevertheless. I stride over, steadfast. I make sure my footsteps are padded, and I hop over a floorboard I know to be creaky. Everyone is soundly asleep. They almost breathe in unison. Almost there. I clasp the edge of the windowsill. Made it. The sun's barely up. It peeks through the forest, and dark shadows of wood prevents its shine from spilling in. Not enough so that it blocks the light completely, however. It might have been 10, no 15 minutes since sunrise. Airy wind flows through the branches and leaves, and as it does, a handful of leaves breaks away and falls with it. It's as if the wind is dancing. I can imagine a beautiful girl twirling around and a flowing ribbon falling behind Yuri. The rustling sounds nice too. A small metal fence bars us from entering the forest. It's not to prevent us from going out, but to prevent wildlife from coming in. Everything and everyone has a purpose, and that is its purpose. Speaking of, I've never been outside that forest. Not that I've thought about it, I swear. I like it here. It's home. My sisters are nice, and I like the madam. She cares for us each and every day. I got a warm bed and a good education. Never had I thought about. I touch my face. My eyebrows are slightly furrowed. Oh, and I almost forgot. I grab the sides of the cloth, but my eyes move by themselves. They take one last yearning look. It's as if it's going to be a beautiful day today. Quickly, I pull the curtain together. There. I turn back around, feeling accomplished. I open the demo. They actually closed the curtains. They're just not closed. The curtains aren't completely opaque. I do know this is a sketch because pretty sketchy lines, but I'm sure this will look very nice once it's finished. So a soft light still flows through. I focus on another matter. It's barely dawn, so who would be up this early? I look at the beds one by one. As sisters, we sleep together in the same room. One long room lined with about 5 beds on either side. I also seem to remember there was like a lesbian movie where it had that woman from, it's like Margaret Qualley, the person who did The Substance, and she was a nun, and there was another woman, and it was a movie about them being lovers. I forget what it was, but this is reminding me of that. One long room lined with about 5 beds on each side. Our dormitories are primarily used as a place for sleep, and we spend most of our learning days away. Each one of us from it. Each one of us has our own twin bed and a drawer. We don't need much storage space anyways, since there isn't much we own. We don't need much storage space since there isn't much we own anyway. At most, maybe a handful of girls carry keepsakes from the previous family. Those who are old enough to remember and cherish them, that is. Usually it's a necklace or a family photo. Not me, however. I don't have any keepsake. I've been here as long as I've been known. Not me, however. I don't have a keepsake. I've been here for as long as I've known. Yes, I am the witch. I am the 17-year-old girl. Scanning my eyes across the room, I begin to count. Claire's there. She's sleeping soundly in her bed. There's Galatea, Opalia. Oh, there's going to be more names. I don't like this. Priscilla, Miliana, Shiha, Irene, Augusta is gone? Augusta, she couldn't have, could she? I quickly sprint to the door of our bedroom. I try to make my footsteps quiet as to not wake up any of the girls. My nightgown makes it way too chilly. I should probably change into my uniform. But I can't. Not when Augusta could be. She couldn't, but could she? And that would make sense. It would completely make sense. I mean, we've all noticed it. Small habits seem ordinary to most, lingering eyes, daydreaming. If one of us had to, it would be her. So I have to help her. I have to stop her. I can't let her. I won't. Just as I reach for the doorknob, I realize the door is slightly ajar. A warm light spews into the bedroom. I grip my fingers against the cold metal and pull it back. Oh, characters! Oh my goodness! Oh, I'm so happy! Oh, there were so many words, so much text for so long. Okay. Janine? She mumbles through her words, slurring just a slight. Augusta? What are you doing? Huh? Also, I know this is just the demo. I love how they rendered the hair. I love, you can tell a lot about an artist and how well they are at rendering just by like how well they do these rough sketches. And I really like they use a lot of big shapes, and I feel like the hair is so well rendered. And I love it. I see the little bit of blue as well, or purple I mean, for the shadow. Huh? I only needed to use the restroom. Girl, I thought you were gay or a witch or gone. Gusta paws at her face like a baby kitten. She yawns. Tears prick at her eyes. She looks tired, as if she just woke up. Oh, she just woke up? That's crazy. It's not like she said that. Her dark hair is undone. She wears the same nightgown as me, and everything looks to be in order. Janine, hello? What's with that look on your face? Are you alright? If yes, can you move aside so I can go back to sleep? I know you're already awake before the sun is high in the sky, being the early bird you are. I also am noticing dead eyes, pretty light eyes. I know it's based off of like a light source being in the room. She should have something going on in her eyes. Her eyes look interesting. But I wanted a few more minutes before Madam yells at me. Augusta eyes me curiously, and I realize I've been staring for far too long. Oh, sorry, Augusta. It's alright. Well, see you in the morning. She curtly responds, then walks away from the door frame and past me. Another thing, love their expressions. But I grab her arm. Something's not right, I swear. Wait, she tenses under my grip, as if her blood stops, as if my touch is corrupting. What? Are you sure? Am I sure of what? That you're not... It's hard to speak. You know... deserting? What? What? Why would I be? Her voice raises. Augusta doesn't pull away, however. I don't know. I've been worried and what? She's agitated. I mean, Augusta agitated. I don't like making anyone mad, especially someone I care about. And Augusta's someone I care about. She's my sister. I really didn't mean to. I just wanted to make sure she was safe. Sorry. She tears her arm away from mine. Stop. I'm not deserting. He says that last word like he'll kill her if someone overhears. She's stern and it catches me off guard. Augusta's been my sister since she was 5, and I've known her for a little over 10 years. She's older than me by about a year. We aren't notably close. Well, maybe because I'm not notably close to anyone, but I've known her long enough to get a good grasp of her habits. She's always been hot-tempered as a kid, but she's a good girl. We're all good girls until we go bad, until we become witches. Reminds me of the Futurama. I want to be a witch.
There's no place like... I want to be a witch!
I don't like it when you act like this, Janine. It scares me, and well, everyone else too. You can't see it, but you look kinda crazy. And I know you don't mean it, you just grown up differently. I understand. Ugh. Sorry, did I say too much? I didn't mean to say all that. Just came out. I'll go back to bed now. We're going to get ready, right? See you at breakfast, Janine. She turned around her heel and heads back to her bed. Rub-a-dub-dub. I like listening to the water run. Bad, I know, but no one is here to witness it. I have 15 minutes before everyone starts waking up. I mean, you can wash your hands. You might as well if you're doing it, but okay. My face is still wet from washing it, or you can do that too. Not dripping wet, just slightly covered with water. It's still cool, and some water drips from my chin and dribbles down my neck. I run my fingers across the collar of my nightgown. Carefully, I slip off the cotton dress. I prefer to change in private. I don't like the idea of other people looking at me. It's not that they would judge me, but it's as if I said the idea of it. I close the faucet. Then I fold the dress into a neat square. I'm very precise with my motions. What a good girl would do. I don't like the use of good girl a lot. Smoothing out the edges of the fabric, I feel my lips curl into a smile. I look at myself in the mirror. I have maybe 10 more minutes. I'm not nude. I still have my fluffy white bloomers and a cotton camisole on my body. I don't know what those are. My skin is fair. Most of the girls here are fair skinned. There's no blemishes on my flesh. Essentially, it means I am clean, just as I should be, and just as everyone else. Culty vibes. Everybody here practice great. No, perfect hygiene. I'm not one to deviate. We have a strict regimen that involves bathing in milk and massaging yourself with honey. Okay, interesting. To smoothen the skin, make it perfectly soft. I'm rather proud of it, but not too proud. That'd be vain. I grabbed the other dress I had brought with me. It's lying on my dresser. Unfurling it, I slide it up and over my head, trying my best not to mess up my hair. Another cotton dress, simple in nature. White, long-sleeved. Perfect for cooler weather that we've been getting recently. The summers here aren't too warm, and the dress and sleeves are thin enough not to be overbearing. When it's winter, we wear additional layers. I slip on my arm and begin to button its collar. I thumb the buttons through the small holes. 1, 2, 3. I pat myself down, running my hands up and down the skirt of the dress. Smooth, simple, and clean. I ensure it's perfectly flat and wrinkless, and it should be. I had it ironed yesterday. Once my dress is on, I put on a brown sweater vest. There aren't any buttons, so it goes up and over my head once more. It's knitted, made of wool, and perfectly warm. Pop! My head pokes through. I pull it down. I'm almost done. Bending down, I drag my socks on. The socks are ribbed and white, and honestly, pretty cute. They go to just a few inches below my knee. This is just a thought, but thinking about like all this description of the clothes, I don't know. I guess it's to visualize what is going on in the scene and like who she is and that sort of thing. But a lot of description. But I guess I'm getting a clear image of what they're going for, so that's fair. Once both socks are on, I put on my shoes. I place my shoes on the tile floor, then I begin to sleep my feet in. It's unladylike to bend down and put your shoes on, so I first balance myself against the sink. Gripping the sink's edge with my hand, I lift my foot behind me, so I'm able to adjust it with my other hand. When I feel that they fit my heel correctly, I do the other foot. Oh, gripping the sink's edge. I was like, she's putting her foot behind her while standing up. I was like, that's weird. They're leather black dress shoes. One buckle and a smallish heel. I polished mine last night. Putting on shoes with modesty is important. Balance is crucial for girls like us. In fact, it's one of the many skills we're taught. We taught a lot of useful things. Cooking, sewing for one. Reading and writing. Basic household chores and routines. Etiquette. Manners. Witchcraft. Rituals. Murder. Planting my grade firmly on the ground, I smile. I don't know what grade means. I look just like everyone else. My uniform is nice. There's still a few things I need to wear, however. I had left a small hairpin on the sink. Now I clutch it in between my palm. It's rather delicate, and I make sure to treat it with caution. We're all taught how to be delicate. Oh, yeah, it's the wings. I remember that. The hairpin itself is a pigeon wing. It's shiny and metallic. I like running my thumb across the wings, feeling the ridges and gaps between the feathers. I used to do that all the time. I still do that. I love doing that. Back then, I received it as a gift from the madam. For excellent behavior, Janine. You're the best daughter I could have asked for. I was under the impression that it was an orphanage, and I was under the impression that maybe like religious, maybe like a nunnery kind of situation where they're taught a little bit more religiously. So I thought sisters was kind of excusable, but you're the best daughter is interesting to say to someone that could be adopted. I feel like promise me it'll be good from here on out. She places it in my hair. I've never felt anything like that. I shouldn't have, since one should always practice temperament. But I did. I felt it. It felt as if my heart could burst from happiness. I kept it in my drawer as one of my few prized possessions. Gingerly, I clip it on my hair, making sure it's in the perfect placement, just as the madam placed it. A sigh. I did it. Still, I'm not done yet. An important, crucial piece of our uniform is left. I finally wrap a small white ribbon around my neck. Most things here are white in color. It's thin and soft. It's made of silk. It's the finishing touch of the uniform, the cherry on top. It's a bit itchy, sure, but I've gotten used to it. We all have. Yet I still fumble when I put it on. I have to tie the ribbon behind my neck, not in front of it. Some girls, mainly Augusta, simply tied it in the front and then spun it around. Not me, however. I'm not trying to slander Augusta. It's okay that she does that. I just like to do things in order. I place my ribbon in between my mouth, lightly pressing against my lips. Then I rub my hands over the nape of my neck, clearing the area. I grab the ribbon again and wrap it around my throat. I tighten the silk a little tight and a little choking. I lead the ribbon under itself, looping around. My fingers slip a little, but I grip back and prevail. In the end, I manage to tie it together. A perfect bow, pure white, like untouched snow. All girls wear these. It's as if our innocence is wrapped in a present. On top of it, a bow of white silk ties it together. I hum to myself just as I finish getting ready. I hear the morning bells. Everyone should be waking up by now, so I suppose I'll go outside. I might as well help the madam with breakfast. I do so every day. What's happening? What's good? I like the brush. I don't think they did it in Procreate, but I feel like I've seen this brush before. Titter-tatter, I can feel every bump and rock. The road is bumpy, and the wheels of the carriage aren't exactly smooth. I think this is the girl from before, because it's the red hair. Maybe this is giving us more information. Inside of the carriage itself is rather nice, however. The cushions are a deep scarlet red, clearly exuding an air of prestige. The carriage is fully enclosed, and I stare through a clear opening. Titter-tatter, up and down. I bounce up and down, even if it's only a few centimeters off the ground. I let my chin rest on the palm of my hand, and my elbow rests on the edge of the carriage right next to the window. Initial impressions as well. There is a lot of text. This is like visual novels. They kind of have this thing where they are novels. Like, it is a lot of reading, but they have visual elements and sprites and stuff like that to break it up. So it feels a little bit more of an interactive experience, that you're not just reading, you're more invested in the world because you're actually visually seeing what's happening, you know. I know this is a demo, so I do feel like some of this will change, but based on the fact that this is also a demo, this is also a reflection of maybe some of the same stylings that they'll do for the final game. I played a game called Echo. It did feel very like novel-y like this, and I think the reason why it felt a little bit better is because I don't know how to describe it, to be honest. I feel like they broke it up a little bit more. They broke it up a little bit more, so there was more talking between characters, and there was more choices, so that you could look into different characters and like understand them, rather than them just tell you or their thoughts or something like that. You could maybe interpret how other people perceive you, how you perceive yourself through you talking to others. I thought that was interesting. Sometimes we hear a sharp bump, and I hit my chin against my own hand. As a result, my teeth clamped down against themselves. I may have bit my tongue once or twice. Titter-tatter. I like to look at the trees. Even if it's the same scene, it's always a bit different. Kind of relaxing, I'm going to be honest. I'm not exactly sure how long it's been, but it's been some time. My eyes grow heavy. The scenery, combined with the ricketing of the carriage, soothes me. I feel like I can almost fall asleep. This game also just keeps talking about sleep. Ooh. Yeah, nothing good lasts forever. A lesson I learned before, and one I learned right now. I hope you find your new home satisfactory, Luciella. This is the other character. Oh, because this is the new girl. So I know that there's two girls. There was in the very opening. There was the girl that we played with the greenish hair, and then there was this. It was enjoyable while it lasts. I also think it'd be really cool because they didn't show her face in the art. They didn't I haven't seen her face yet. I've never seen how she looks. And there was this trend where people would hide their face. It was the trend where it's like, I can't remember what your face looks like, and they would hide their face with different things. And then there was like another trend where it was like the faceless main character, where it was framing scenes of like people that actually were depicted in the actual movie as having a face. They were always seen from a different angle, like you could never see them. I thought it was really interesting because I feel like with faces is that we connect through our faces, you know? Like, we humanize people based on their face, their expressions. To not see someone's face kind of obscures what we know about the person. Like, you can imagine the person's face to look like anything. And I think that's why a lot of people find faceless characters, particularly faceless characters that are love interests, where they have a mask or something, to be very like appealing, because having somebody with a mask or something where you can imagine them as however you want, and even if you don't have a clear idea in mind, you focus on their actions rather than their appearance, and it makes them more appealing. My daughters, who will soon be your sisters, are all nice girls, perfect girls even, and it'll be in your best interest not to cause trouble. God, her voice is irritating. Yes, madam. I shrug my shoulders. I don't particularly care. Daughters, sisters, it doesn't matter to me. I focus my vision outside the carriage Also, carriage, I think this has to be earlier, like, but the language is interesting. She pisses me off. I could feel the dip in the cushion as she sits next to me. It makes me heated. Her uniform, a black dress with a white apron, similar to a maid, annoys me. And the thing that angers me the most? Her eyes always seem glazed over, as if she isn't present. The ribbon around my neck also pisses me off. It's too tight, it's foreign and uncomfortable. It's itchy, stuffy, and suffocating. I want to scratch and claw at my throat. I want it off. Lucella. I'm gonna just say Lucella. Lucella, I'm serious. I cultivated these girls by hand, sculpted them into delicate flowers. I raised them. They are my own sweat and blood. I fear her stare at me, narrowing her eyes. My body stiffened. Ugh. Could she stop talking? Does she not get tired drilling the same message over and over? Clearly the answer is no, since the madam keeps turning on. Oh, well, we see a face. Know your place. Remember who saved you, gave you a chance at a new life. I saw your potential. Don't make me regret my decision. I bite my tongue. Her words are sharp and concise. It's true. I'm indebted to her. Not that I want to be, but I can't just run away from it now. The carriage is locked from the inside and only she has the key. I'd be crazy if I were to jump out of the carriage window. The madam would catch me before I even get my head out. She won't give me any chances to leave, I know it. Because I am, for lack of a better word, her child. A daughter of Saint Yvette. Honestly, like I said before, it'd be kind of cool if they made it so that they were a faceless character. I think that'd be interesting. It's getting lively in the orphanage. Right now, I stand in the common room. Long tables line the dining room, and large windows allow masses of light to spew through. Also think the audio's glitched for that. The sun is up completely, not just peeking through the horizon, but it isn't high in the sky yet. It's still early. However, the sight I expect to see has not appeared in front of me. Where's the madam? She's nowhere to be seen. Usually she would be setting up meals for us, diligently placing each and every bowl and cutlery neatly on the table. I would be in the kitchen helping plate each meal. But today I don't see her familiar and kind smile. Only a note on the central dining table. It's propped up and folded, clearly meant to be read. Gently I pick it up, unfurl it, and read it under my breath. The handwriting is beautifully perfect. Crisp script with meaningful lines. Morning, Janine. As I hope it is Janine who is reading this letter. If not, do not fret. The reader of this message may pass it along to her and everyone else. As all of you are aware, I've been making detours and trips outside of the orphan home, interesting instead of orphanage, for the last 3 or so months. Never long enough to where my absence is noticeable or detrimental. However, I regret to inform you all that I will not be with you this morning. In short, I cannot serve and lead your daily prayer for the day. I predict I'll be back before noon. With that, I would like to ask Janine to take my place for now. I'm sure you'll do your most greatest, Janine. Ah, I see. The madam needs to attend to something. That does make sense. Recently, she's been leaving the orphanage. I nor any of my sisters know the exact reason, and we're taught not to be invasive. In the last 3 months, a carriage would arrive in front of the orphanage maybe thrice a week and wait for the madam to go in. Me and my sisters will then wait for her off, and she would arrive in a few hours later and the lights would still be out. Usually she would leave during our free time, at a moment where we didn't need her constant supervision. It was odd at first, but we got used to it. I know we're taught not to be invasive, but I've thought about it a handful of times, talked about it with my sisters too. We've ruled out the possibility of a new sister. Whenever we get a new family member, a carriage or wagon comes to us and there's usually a girl in tow. The madam has never left herself. With that assumption, we concluded that it's now another sister. You're gonna get a surprise. It's probably another sister. These past 3 months have been difficult, but wasn't terrible. When she did have to leave, she would always ensure she was present for her most important daily events: prayer, education, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But this is the first time she missed out on one of these events. Madam has lived with us our entire lives, so no one can understand how difficult it is. I hope she stays with us. Of course, Madam isn't the only adult here. The cook lives with us as well. The cook is responsible for preparing our meals. She's our main culinarian and provides us the essential nutrients to live a good life. On occasion, she gives us lessons in which we learn to cook, like all girls should. But she isn't dainty enough to do Madam's responsibility. Speaking of, cook is currently in the kitchen. I love the idea that it's just cook. I probably should lend a hand. The madam did ask me to cook. Janine, is that you? Yes, ma'am. And good morning, ma'am. She pops her head from inside the kitchen. Why is Janine all the way over there? What are you doing over there? She pops her head from inside the kitchen. The cook is a larger woman with graying hair tied up in a bun. Her outfit is similar to the madam's, a black dress and a white apron. Good morning. You saw the note, didn't you? Well, come on in. She grabs me by the arm and yanks me in. It's a lot of force for a small girl like me. Today's breakfast is porridge. I sliced up fresh fruits. Why don't you scoop the porridge into the bowls and I serve a fruit and cinnamon. 2 should be fine. Ah, okay. I nod, but I think it comes off a bit fervent. Ha! You're always so diligent, Janine. Don't tell anyone this, but you might be my favorite daughter yet. You work so hard. Ah, I'm gonna miss you when you graduate. Graduate? Oh, well, orphanage, yeah. She playfully ruffles the top of my head. She's messing up my hair. I like the little art. Ah, I squeal. She pats me back and forth. Back and forth. I like this feeling. And she uses a lot of force playing with me. But it's a bit embarrassing. Luckily no one's here yet. I can feel my face heat up, a warmth spread to my heart. The praise gets to me. Honestly, I think I get along better with the adults than my sisters. Alright, that's enough. I'll leave you to it while I set out the silverware. Don't worry about washing up. I'll handle it. The cook slaps me on the back one last time before she sets out. If there's more animation like this in the full game, I would love that. It's very, very cute. Ow. Shaking the dull paint off, I silently fix my hair. Now that's done and over with, it's time to work. Also, I don't know what's up with the audio still. I tried resetting it, but it seems the audio. It sounds like the horse carriage or whatever, but I don't know if something glitched or something, but the pot has been quietly brewing for some time. I grab the ladle, first stirring the pot to make sure it's mixed thoroughly. Then I delicately grab one of the porcelain bowls in the stack. Holding carefully with one hand, I plop 2 scoops of porridge. The food is warm, and its heat spreads through the bowl into my palm. It's the perfect autumn breakfast. I do this about 50 more times. There's 50 sisters! That's crazy. There's a few infants and toddlers, and they share a room right next to the adults. By my estimate, I say there's about a dozen of these kitties. Next, the remaining are girls aged between 5 and 13. They're the largest group, and they sleep in the same room. I remember when I was in that group. It got chaotic at times, but that's the nature of children after all. Finally, there's girls who are 2 or 3 years from turning 17. Girls who are mature and soon to be set free into their own lives. This is my category. All 10 of us sleep in the same room as well. Well, it used to be 10. Teresa slept in the bed next to mine until she graduated. I scooped out the last of the porridge inside. After I pour 3 or more bowls, the cook will come in, add toppings and cinnamon, then carry all 4 out with swiftness. Most people wouldn't think this, but she's really talented. I wash my hands and step outside the kitchen. A light chatter echoes through the dining room. It seems like everyone's awake. Looking around, I assume everyone has seen the note. Conversation spreads like wildfire. It's the hot topic this morning. I wouldn't be surprised. After all, it's the first time the madam has been gone for a significant part of our day. It's an exciting morning. It's a unique morning, so it makes sense that everybody's a little bit excited. It might be a small difference for those outside, but we don't get many changes like this. Every day is essentially the same for us. Younger girls are particularly interested. They usually are a bit more rambunctious than the older girls, and madam has to straighten them up before we eat. But today they seem more rowdier than usual. Luckily, some of the girls have taken it into their own hands to try to control the situation. Phew. Of course, I do feel that. Stares. Some wandering eyes stray towards me. Some whispers are carried across the air. Their looks aren't scrutinizing, but of interest. It does make sense, so I brush it aside. I'm going to be the centerpiece of today. One should always be truthful, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a bit nervous. Just as I make my way to my designated seat, I stop by a girl around my age. Oh, hello. Morning, Janine. Her hair reminds me of a chocobo with a little curl. I heard you're leading the prayer today. Good luck. She smiles up at me. It catches me off guard. Miliana? Ah, thank you. I'll try my best. We've all led prayer before, but I've never done it without the madam here. Aw, don't worry. I'm sure you'll do great, Miliana. We're all around the same age. Everybody calls her Millie. She's very kind. Some of the girls think of her as simply naive, but I don't. No one has bad trait. Interesting. Her hand firmly presses against my back. Miliana pushes me a little, redirecting me to the front of the dining room, where Madame usually stands. As I waddle my way there, she gives me a reassuring thumbs up. I smile back at her. Okay, it's time. I sway a little, left and right, left and right. My palms sweat from being in the Madame's place, but it's a duty I must fulfill. Good morning, everyone. I try to project my voice so it's loud enough that everyone could hear it with ease. It's a bit difficult for me, I admit. I hope you will all be patient with me. Thank you. I see 50-ish of them, all lined up on the dining table. That should be all of them. We aren't allowed to eat until we finish praying. They all look at me, patiently waiting for me to start. I cough, clearing my throat. God is good all the time. God is good all the time, they chant in unison. It's unusual hearing all of them respond to me at once. All the time. God is good. I try to discreetly wipe my sweaty palms on my dress. It's a bad thing to do, but I can't help it. They're sweaty. I proceed to anchor my feet firmly on the floor. Grasping my hands together, I begin. Ooh, pretty art. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. They follow my lead, echoing every line I speak. It's a bit exhilarating if I'm being honest. Oh, that's scary. I don't like that. My Lord, my God, thank you for bringing us into this world. She's ad-libbing here. This is not a part of the prayer. It is with you that we find true peace, and with that, true comfort. Your light has led these orphan girls, lowly and lost, into the house of the one Saint Yvette, spiritual matron of this home. We dignified young maidens follow in her footsteps in order to be the most devoted wives and mothers and daughters. It is our duty to follow Saint Yvette. Saint Yvette who, in the Lord's wish, educated and taught hundreds of abandoned girls, who fed and cared for them as if they were her own. We strive to play our role in the Lord's perfect world. Amen. I did it. I did. Warm blooms through my heart. It's as if my body's on fire. I recited Saint Yvette's prayer perfectly. If only the madam was here to witness it. A slow clap reverberates through the dining hall, followed by a light, airy, and feminine laugh. It's distinctly firm, and each clap of the hand is meaningful. It's a sound I know well. My ears perk up. Amazing job, Janine. You memorized Saint Yvette's prayer word for word. But I shouldn't be surprised. You never fail to amaze me. Madam! I can't believe it. I thought she would have been gone a while longer. From looks of it, it seems as everyone else is a little bit surprised too. Huh? The man's back already. Yay! Madam, I thought you'd be here around noon. That's what I thought as well. What are you doing here so early? The front doors of the orphanage, which connect to the dining room, are wide open. The cool autumn breeze spills in, alongside bright light. I will say, with this particular angle, I think that it might be beneficial if you chose a different angle, maybe focusing on the height of the door a little bit more. I know you want to capture everything in the scene, but because the doors are so low on the thing, and I know these are the tables and everything, but I don't know, to me, it reads as really small. Like, this reads to me a lot smaller than it probably actually. I love her design. Man, you are so talented. The developer of this game, look at that design. So cute. Another airy laugh. Honestly, I assume that too. However, the carriage came back earlier than I expected. It must have been a blessing in disguise. After all, I wouldn't have had the chance to witness your stunning display without it. The madam clutches her hand together and a pleasant smile emerges on her face. I'm really surprised for the head mistress or whatever of this orphanage that she has her hair in a ponytail. I feel like you typically see like a very tight bun on the top, but it's interesting that she does this because it's very like anime mother kind of vibes, which I think is interesting. Grown so much, Janine. I'm honestly so proud of you. Words can't describe it. You're gonna make a beautiful young lady one day. No, you already are one. Her praise makes my cheek flush, especially in front of everyone. It's a bit embarrassing, but it feels good. The madam is a maternal figure to all of us, but I'm closer to her compared to the other girls. I've been under her watchful eye since I can remember. I've always been with her, and she's always done her best to dutifully take care of me. I was orphaned as an infant. I don't know the exact story, and I don't plan on knowing. I'm perfectly content with where I am now, and the less I know, the better. One day, I will have to leave the orphanage. And when I do, I'll be completely prepared for it. After all, I spent my entire life waiting to graduate. I witnessed many graduations in the past. I've always been in awe of them. The girls who spent their entire lives preparing for this moment are finally released into the world, like birds taking flight for the first time. The latest graduate, Teresa, left a month ago. I can't wait till it's my turn. Just as I'm about to thank the madam, a voice cuts me off. Unfamiliar one. I know all the voices here. Hello? May I come in now? Oh, no, it's dainty and soft. I thought she was gonna be still mean. Distinctly feminine, with an almost noble lit. She carries herself well. Luciella. I'm still struggling with it. I don't know why. Luciella. Okay. Huh? Who? Time has stopped. This woman. No, this girl. I hold my breath for a moment, and I swear everyone else in the dining room does the same. A new challenger has entered the arena. Hello, my name is Luciella de Valerie. From now on, feel free to refer to me as simply Luciella. It's my greatest pleasure to meet you all, my dear and new sisters. She runs her fingers through her hair, tucking her long locks behind her shoulder. Luciella, her name. She looks around to be my age, maybe even a bit older than me. Her skin is very fair, and her hair is a light, almost coral pink. It flows down her back of her head like the ocean waves, or what I can assume ocean waves would look like. Her eyes are deep and dark, almost endless. They look similar to the madam's, actually. Luciella's oh so beautiful, Yuri. The most gorgeous girl I've ever laid my eyes on. Yuri again. Not that I've seen many. For lack of a better term, she's alluring. Like she could lead me into the ocean's water. Also, very happy that the kind of like character that our character will be romancing in some way, I assume in the future. Very happy that she is not a mainstay, that we're just meeting her, because it would be kind of weird if she was one of the other sisters that we've known for our entire lives. Hook me in, reel me in, like she could lead me into the ocean's water, hook me in, reel me by the throat, and take me deep, deep in. Salt water would submerge me entirely, body and soul. And it would be freezing, and it would be tempting. Interesting? No, I don't think that. I don't. I'm not tempted. If I was, then everyone would be. She really is beautiful, though. I hope you all will take care of me. I've never had any sisters, let alone siblings of my own. Thank you all for your patience. Smiles, my heart lurches. I might throw up. Wonderful, wonderful. Luciella will be joining us as a part of Saint Yvette. You're a daughter here, so please make yourself at home. And girls, I expect you all to act as you would with any other sister. Circumstances revolving around Luciella's arrival may be different, but circumstances revolving around Luciella's arrival may be different, but she is still your sister. Now that Luciella, you may sit in the empty seat over there. The madam motions to the chair next to mine, where Teresa used to sit. Everyone else, be good, like you always are. She's going to live here with us. This makes my chest beat a little harder, a little faster. I take my seat right next to Luciella. It's been an eventful morning. The dining room is loud. Too loud for my liking. In contrast to how quiet it was earlier. It was so still that if someone were to breathe the slightest bit too heavy, it would be heard. Not anymore, though. I can barely hear the girls next to me. It seems like the main conversation this morning is of our new sister. And I don't blame her. She makes me a little curious, too. Slowly I peer at her. She sits upright. Her back is straightened, and her posture is most definitely ladylike. My first initial impression is she gives the Yandere vibes. I think it's just the pink hair giving me flashbacks and the red eyes. A ladylike posture is not particularly special nor unique. We're all taught this. But hers carries an essence of nobility. I met a decent share of nobles in the past. They, usually the men, often come to the orphanage to visit the girls. We're not supposed to talk to nobles. So the madam converses most of the time. From what I've gathered, it seems that Luciella is of noble birth. I'm curious. I want to know. I want to know what she's doing here. I hear her make idle conversation with the girls around her. I'm from a place far away. I like meat dishes. Stew. I don't know many skills. I've never tried to sing. Do you think I should? She maneuvers through the conversation with flowing ease. Even with topics that seem rather personal, she managed to deflect and talk her way out. It's impressive. Luciella is amazing. So Luciella, how old are you? I'm 16, the same as Janine and Augusta. I assume I'm one of the older ones. I see. My name is Miliana, but feel free to call me Millie. It's nice to meet you. Likewise, I hope I can be a good sister to you, as you are to me, as you will be. Miliana smiles. It's kind and innocent and full of love. I think you're younger than Augusta. She's old and next up in line to graduate. Hey! A small laughter rings through the dining room. Breakfast is almost finished. I eavesdrop. Whenever I try to open my mouth, it's dry and nothing comes out. I do like one of the things that they do really well is the postures really do reflect the characters, because I think like with the outfits, with the outfits being so limited in what they can actually do, it's really important to display what kind of character they are by how they look in the posing. So having her arms open up like this just to show that she's open to conversation, having a little thing that you can imagine bouncing like as a little thing almost like a feather or something like that is shows that she's cheerful, and then you could see that she's like really friendly as well, but she has kind of this air of like there's something else going on. She has like this kind of mysterious vibe. She's like holding herself up a bit more, and then there's like the bangs that like kind of cover most of her face, so there's like a sense of like hiding her intentions and that sort of thing, which I do think is kind of interesting. What Luciella said though, 16 years of living outside of that middle fence. All the girls sent to Yvette came at a young age. At most, I'd say our oldest survival was 10. 16 is an unprecedented age. 17 is when you're sent off into the world where you can fly. Oh, I thought it would be 18. So it makes me wonder why. Why was she sent here? Not that I'm against her. That would be bad. In fact, I'm quite the opposite. I welcome her arrival. Luciella, can you tell me about your family? It comes out. A question I've been wanting to ask. Luciella takes a moment to look at me. She scans her eyes up and down my face. Sure. My father held land, a good bit of it. She quickly responds. Ah, it seems the porridge has gone cold. I mix it around a bit. I still plan on eating it either way. But as I go to take another bite, I hear someone mumble under their breath. Decay. Thank you. Thank you so much for playing the demo of Saint Yvette. This is just me talking, so feel free to skip. I will not skip. Phew. It's a real challenge, but I learned a lot. I wish I could have added a real Yuri scene, but writing took longer than I thought. There's a lot of things I wish I could have changed or added, but a deadline is a deadline. Thanks for our playtesters. I couldn't have done it without you. Anyways, I hope you enjoy it. I want to continue the story in the future, but the chances are up in the air. I plan to write a small retrospective in 3 days or so at the end. Hey, can you believe I somehow completed this between stats in my junior year? Are you in high school? That's crazy if you are. This is awesome for high school. Holy crap. Once again, thank you so much. The story of Saint Yvette is far from complete. We don't have to be lambs awaiting slaughter. Okay, so that was Saint Yvette. There is a lot of things hanging in the air of what this could be, and I do know that it is a demo and not the full game. And clearly there's a lot of intended story that would go on. I really liked it. It was really good. I felt like there was a lot of reading, which I know for visual novels is a given, but I do like it when it's broken up a little bit, which I think is why they use that dialogue box that fills the whole screen a little bit to break it up. And I think that they're super talented, obviously. I like the idea that this character is somehow related to the witch in some way, like a reincarnation of her in some regard. This game was pretty heavy on religious theming, which I think can be really good because it is important to talk about it, right? Like, I think there's a lot of stories that could be told, and maybe I should have expected it, but it was a little bit like, oh, we're actually fully saying the prayer. Interesting. But I did really like what I was going for so far. There's a lot of good here, and that I'm looking forward for the full game. I give this game, totally not made up on the spot, 6 Yvette wings out of 7. That's my rating. Okay, with that out of the way, let's play our third game. This is Witch Switched. It's a Yuri game about being turned to a girl by a witch, and you're okay with it because you realize that you're trans. That's basically all I know about the story, so let's just get into it. It had been a tough day at work for Reese. He could have sat making soy milk, low-fat macchiatos, mocha drinks, and even cold brew monstrosities with more sugar than coffee inside. That was normal. He also expected angry customers. That was also very normal, unfortunately. What bothered Reese was when an adult woman had walked up to him, furious that her latte had milk in it. Now, if she had wanted regular milk, or oats, or soy, Reese would have been okay with that. However, she had ordered a latte, yet expected no milk whatsoever. What she actually wanted was a shot of espresso, and when Reese told her that, she just asked him for the manager. After the dress down that followed, Reese had completely mentally checked out for the rest of the day. Fair, honestly. Reese started his shift at 6 a.m. and it was currently 3:15. The subway wasn't nearly as crowded as usual either, and for that, Reese was grateful. As he sat on the hard seat of the subway car, enjoying the substantial amount of personal legroom, a rarity, he opened his backpack and pulled out his laptop. His stop wasn't for an hour or so, and the subway heater was on full blast. He was cozy and comfortable. Yeah, and there's like no one here, so look at all these empty spots. It's perfect. Hopefully there's not a witch that's turning people into frogs and no o's here. That's the reason why. That meant that Reese didn't have to worry about interruptions. It was just him and Spahinjada for the next hour. I don't know what that means. He wasn't scheduled for working tomorrow either, and he was excited to catch up on his moth lesbians while huddled in bed with his kitty. His moth lesbians? Reese put on his headphones. The laptop screen glow was warm and comforting as he logged into it. He clicked on the folder on his desktop named Yuri and started the game inside of it. The meta. He's looking at Yuri. Reese was greeted by the title screen. Two young women staring at each other longingly. Even just from the warm pastel-colored art and their soft feminine features, Reese felt comforted. A warmth blossomed in his chest as he clicked continue. Reese had been reading this game for the past few subway trips and greatly enjoyed it. I don't think I've ever really played a game on my laptop on the subway. I usually do it like on my phone, so it's interesting that he pulls out the full laptop, but I see that it could be possible. I mean, like, visual novels are pretty, it was especially long for a Yuri work with over 200,000 words, and the story was gripping. As Reese loaded his save, he began to read. With every new line, he found himself drawn deeper and deeper into the world of fairies and magic. Also, I have to say, the art style, like, oh my god, this looks so good. Like, I don't know if they did this background too, or what was going on with that, but like, the painted art style is really nice. I love what they've done here. I think soon the subway melted away and Reese found himself a resident of early Thorn Woods. Julie, whispered Shallow, her gaze piercing the newfound partner while she held her tight. I knew that we barely met a few nights ago, but I find myself utterly smitten with you. Your laugh, your joy, your heart. I never knew that I could feel such joy. Will you be mine now and forever? No. Shallow looked into those gray, deep eyes that betrayed boundless strength. Her heart felt so full. She knew that, if asked to, she would lay down her own life for Julie's sake. She had never known a life as fulfilling than when Julie was in it, but she was not selfish. She knew what she really was. She could not do that to Julie, not to the woman she loved. I cannot, said Shallow. She dropped Julie unceremoniously on the floor, ignoring her modest yelps of protest. And why not? Asked Julie. She stood up, brushing the dust off of her stunning sheer orange dress. It was a pretty dress, thought Reese. Pretty was an understatement. It was a gorgeous dress, hugging her curves in a way that struck a pang of deep envy inside Reese's heart. A deep, dark part inside him almost wondered what it would be like to. No, Reese pressed the spacebar. It was easier to drown out the bad thoughts when he was playing Yuri. Shallow was quiet, muted. She hugged herself. I have a confession, said Shallow. I am not what I seem. Whatever you are, I will accept you, said Julie. Whatever you tell me, I will love you. Shallow did not believe this for a moment. She knew that if she showed Julie what she truly was, only then would Julie abandon Shallow and throw herself into the flames. I'm sorry, Julie, Shallow said. She clutched the very pendant that Julie had rescued from the clutches of Madame Chirotera. Shallow held it high, looking at Julie determinedly. This is what I truly am, cried Shallow. The screen flashed a blinding white. Gray, fuzzy wings sprouted from behind Shallow's back, spreading wide as they flourished in existence and fluttering into the moon. See me for my truth. Shallow was a moth woman. She smiled miserably, staring at Julie with twisted pity. I am part moth, said Shallow. I cannot be with you, Julie. Julie and Shallow's burgeoning romance had been building for 10 hours of gameplay. After what it felt like many eternities, Shallow had finally confessed her deep, dark secret to her lover. Reese felt like his heart was going to explode into a million pieces. Women's love was so pure, gentle, and kind. He yearned for it, craved it. It allowed him to escape from the harsh realities of the present. Julie smiled, staring longingly at the woman, no, the moth, as she loved. She ran her hand down one of Shallow's wings, stroking it and clasping her hand tightly, squeezing. You are wrong, Shallow. I will love you no matter what form you take. Shallow looked up at her partner, her eyes wide. Even though I have a 4-week lifespan? Oh, a 4-week lifespan. Shallow. Even if... Julie's gaze fell. I do apologize, said Julie. You have a what? Honestly, a 4-week lifespan? Reese felt a sudden jolt on his shoulder. Huh? What was that? Reese looked to his right then his left. He only saw the people that had been sitting there before, which, as we've established, is nobody. Was someone messing with him? Perhaps a witch? Maybe it was a moth. Oh, hello. What? No, I'm in front of you, dingus. A woman stood before him. She was wearing a red shirt, pleated skirt, and had a strange book wrapped around her thigh. Her hand was on her hip as she peered down at Reese. She was cute, certainly, but something about her made Reese feel on edge. Perhaps it was that weird, esoteric outfit. Whatever she was trying to do with that gaudy hat definitely wasn't working. Thanks to the way the woman was positioned, she couldn't actually read what was on Reese's screen, saving him from the mortification of a stranger, much less a woman, seeing him read anything like this. Oh hey, you like Yuri stuff too? The subway was running hot, but that didn't stop an icy chill still from running up Reese's spine. She couldn't have known that. He'd been silent the whole time, so how? Reese tried to play dumb. What? Yuri? What's that? Who's Yuri? From Doki Doki Literature Club? Don't know her. Yuri, you're playing Spinhalidai, right? Reese tried to keep his composure with what he hoped was a dumbfounded, innocent smile. His heart hammered inside his chest, an uneven, strong rhythm that pounded against his ribs. That's a strange name. What is it, some kind of shooter? The woman giggled in her palm, eyelids in an emotion that Reese could not place. She came off as overly happy, with an almost manic pixie dream girl energy to her, even if the words pixie and dream were superfluous. The girl was crazy and confident. Reese feared those traits in isolation, but synchronously? I don't know how to say this. Synchronously. Yeah, that's it. They were terrifying. You're not getting out of this. Come on, we both know what you're doing here. I don't really like that, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it's not really any of your business, to be honest. What I'm doing? What am I doing? You're being a pervert. Oh. I mean, the Yuri game isn't, like, inherently, like, perverted or anything. It's just a Yuri. Reese felt his heart pounding, his ears ringing something fierce. He had to keep feigning innocence. It was the only way he could fathom an escape. This woman somehow knew what was on his computer, but Reese was comforted by the thought that he hadn't done anything actually illegal. If he played enough of a fool, she just might leave him alone. Why am I a pervert? What did I do? Quickly, Reese moved the mouse and exited the window on the computer. Finding luck, the woman wouldn't see it if she had peeked on the screen. Oh, you are dense. I could scry into your screen, you know. Closing the game is going to do anything. This woman had been staring directly at Reese's face the entire time. How had she known that? Oh, you're a man, and that makes you a pervert. Oh, I don't like that at all, to be honest. The woman's eyes are piercing, endless. I know what you are, Reese. Don't you dare hide your shame. She knew his name. This crazy woman knew his damn name. Time slowed to a crawl. The mad woman stared at him. He felt like she was staring into his soul with a wide, menacing smile. I need to get out of Sorry, no, this is like, I just really don't like this interaction. You're a real creep, Reese. Luckily for you, I'm here to set you straight. Reese's heart thumped. Fear pulsed through his body. How did you know my name? The woman leaned in way too close. The woman leaned in way too close. Adrenaline surging through his veins. I read your username, duh. Why? The woman shrugged, not a hint of remorse on that pretty face. Wanted to. What the hell is your problem? I don't even know who you are. I'm so glad you asked. I'm Lucy, and I just graduated from Master Casters University. And as one of their newest graduates of all magics arcane, strange, and divine, I may now officially call myself a witch. Ah, she was really crazy. That explains a lot. Is that why you're not holding onto the grab handle? Are you using magic? Grab handle? Yeah? Oh, shut up. You're a guy. You're being weird about lesbians, and I'm a witch. I've literally never spoken to you before. You're gonna regret fetishizing women, Reese. And you know why? She wasn't gonna try to call the cops on him, was she? Reese almost wanted to ask one of the other passengers to be a witness, but none of them seemed to be aware anything weird was happening. Unless, had Lucy cast some sort of invisibility spell on herself? Wait, no, this was the New York subway. No one gave a shit. Reese knew Lucy was baiting a response, so she decided to keep his mouth shut. He turned off his laptop, tuning Lucy out. Hey, don't ignore me. Honestly, like, I hope we don't romance this person. I think we do. Like, I saw them in the art and stuff like that, but like, I'm really not liking this interaction. As if on cue, Lucy lurched to the side and yelped as she was barreled over. Ha! She didn't have the ground rails. That's funny. Now arriving at Judas Street, Lucy had expectingly fallen to her knees, her skirt getting all ruffled. Reese almost felt a twinge of pity for her. She clearly was not all there. I would not give her a hand. Honestly, like, she falls over. Nah. Do you want a hand? No! Leave me alone! Lucy stood up shakily, gritting her teeth. Deserved. Reese really did feel bad for her. Poor girl wasn't okay. Oh, well, if you're going for the perspective that she isn't actually a witch. Yeah, I suppose. I was trying to show you something. Oh, show me what? Well, I'm getting to that part. Lucy stepped forward, her expression gaining an eerie, maniacal glee. As she raised her right hand, the center of her palm began to pulse blue. What the hell? I told you I was a witch, didn't I? Now Reese wished that Lucy actually had just called the cops. Are you going to kill me? Lucy lowered her hand, seemingly offended, as her lips curled into a frown. What? Why in the world would I kill you? Not you saying all that dialogue and be like, why would I kill you? Your hand is glowing blue. Oh, wow, it's glowing. Usually it radiates energy or kind of vibrates. Glowing is new. Reese cowered, his back against the window. He was on a subway. There was nowhere he could run. I'm not gonna kill you, Reese. I'm here to teach you more of a, let's call it a lesson. You think that being a woman is all cutesy like your little Yuri stories, just feeling and no substance. Soon you'll discover what being a woman is actually like. Gonna taste your own medicine, creep. The blue energy in Lucy's palms congealed as she thrusted her hand forward, forming a beam that shot directly into Reese's chest. Ugh, what the hell was that? The words came out weak, strange in Reese's throat. Sure, he had felt the reverberation of the back of his throat, but they were all wrong. The way he spoke was almost girlish. What? Why is my voice so... As he moved forward, Reese felt the fabric of him shift in odd ways. It was loose, malformed. Even if he had lost weight, it wouldn't have been quite like this. In particular, Reese's chest felt much, much larger. And the area near Reese's leg felt, well, it was different too. Reese looked at Lucy. Strangely, she also seemed to have changed. Now she appears to be towering over him. Reese kind of liked that. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the music and everything. I'm not here. I don't know how I feel about all this. All the possibilities ran through Reese's mind at a breakneck pace. He thought about what she had said to him. She was teaching him a lesson for his Yuri stories. If that was true and his voice sounded exactly like a woman's and his entire body felt different, Reese normally considered himself a smart man, although perhaps not one anymore. Reese was at a loss of words. He stared at his hands, turning them over. They seemed different in a way that he could not place. What was that spell? Reese knew the answer. He damn well knew. Lucy cackled gleefully. She seemed to be reveling in this. It's always so fun to see my victims squirm after I've casted my spells upon them. Oh, what devilish delight. Music, in my head, not matching the mood at all. What's happened? Like, is Reese going to become more comfortable with this and come to terms with her identity? Yes. But at the same time, is this just a witch blasting somebody, changing their body without their consent, by the way? They're just reading a story on the thing, and it's not even like a story that is like, you know, has some unsavory images. It's a story that she knows. She knows this, like, Yuri story. And she's like, oh, you're perverted and all that stuff. Like, that feels like a pretty big judgment call on her part. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not feeling this right now. Lucy plopped herself on the seat next to Reese. Reese recoiled. As he did, his body shifted in strange, baffling ways. He curled his hand in a demonstrative fist. Don't get near me, you crazy. Even though he was trying to come off threatening, Reese couldn't help but admire the way the words came out. The way he said them made them sound so pretty and feminine. Now you'll know for sure what it's like to truly be a woman, Reese, whether you like it or not. Is there a Yuri story about that? Reese was, at present, unconcerned in the popularity of gender-bend Yuri. Instead, she found herself trying to gauge the truth of Lucy's words. She examined her new body, scanning it over. Every part of her, from her fingers to her toes, was shaped quite different than before. As Reese ran her fingers through her arm, the skin felt soft and smooth. In this body, Reese knew she could look into the mirror confidently. She could wake up without the constant thrum of self-hate. She could be happy. Reese lowered her hand, staring at it for what felt like the first time in eons. She knew why her fingers felt different now, why they were the slightest bit smaller. Lucy. She had made Reese better. You made me pretty. Once the shock had settled, Reese felt unabashedly joy. She felt delighted, happy, euphoric. Reese leaned into Lucy and hugged her tight. This is how things were always meant to be. Eep. Like, lucky for freaking Lucy and being a good thing. That's all I gotta say about that. Lucky for her. Thank you. You made me into a woman. You're the best witch ever. After a few moments, Reese came to and released her captive victim. Lucy's eyes were wide, her mouth ajar as she looked at Reese. She seemed quiet for the first time since Reese had seen her, staring at Reese curiously. Was Lucy upset at her? Why? You're a woman now. You should be mortified. See, now this is the problem. You don't know anything about this person. You know nothing about them. Like, they could have identified as trans women in that moment, and they just haven't gotten surgery. They could be anything. They could be gender fluid and just be having, just be seeing themselves as he, him pronouns at that time. Like, they could be literally anything. You do not know this person, and yet you're assuming a lot. Mortified. Reese giggled, the sound like wind chimes. This is absolutely delightful, Lucy. I feel elated. But I cursed you. You should be like this for the whole 24 hours. You should be looking at your new pretty body and quivering in fear. Not that you're pretty. It was an extreme exaggeration merely to prove my point. Reese definitely felt pretty. You're my victim and you should be acting like it. A victim of what? Karmic irony? If it was a curse, it's the best curse ever. Reese hugged herself giddily, turning to and fro. I was totally scared when you were going to call the cops and kill me when you started all that magic stuff, but this is amazing. I get to be a cute girl. All the confidence that Lucy had displayed earlier seemed to have forcibly siphoned out of her body like fish poop during a water change. You're supposed to be petrified. I thought boys hated being women. Oh, well, Reese didn't want to disappoint her witchy witch grantor, so... Reese's scream was quiet and clearly half-hearted, so she tried again. Eek. Is that alright? Sorry, I'm a little bit new to screaming of these vocal cords. Ugh, that was absolutely pathetic. You don't need to pity me. That's even more embarrassing. Well, what do you want me to do? What are you asking me for? You should be quaking in your ill-fitted boots. Reese looked down. Lucy was right. Her shoes were rather large now. So was the rest of her clothes, actually. Oh yeah, these things do not fit at all. Will you go thrifting with me? I've always been curious about women's clothes. Lucy stared at Reese, confusion etched on her face. Reese wasn't too sure why. Didn't women go shopping of each other all the time? You want to take me clothes shopping? Yeah. I cursed you into a woman. Right, I parsed that. I just don't... Sorry, what? You're just okay with this? Yeah, why wouldn't I be? Lucy's expression was filled with a new emotion. Was it fear? Surely not. She'd seemed so steadfast before. I guess I really didn't know. I don't see the problem here, Lucy. You're cute, and I'm definitely dreaming. I'm probably on life support in a hospital somewhere. I want to have some fun with this until I meet my insurance deductible. Lucy still seemed hesitant. Funny, Reese didn't think that subconscious constructs were supposed to be this stubborn. None of this is real. There's no reason not to come along with me. No. I get that you're crazy. That's not what I'm concerned about. Okay. You don't get to call me crazy, right? You turned me into a woman unprompted. It was totally prompted. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Lucy adjusted her hat as Reese met her eyes. She quickly looked away. Are you all right? You're acting so weird all of a sudden. I could say the same for you. It wasn't a jab. Calm down. Oh, you're being nice to me. You just turned me into a woman, so yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to process that. I think I'm happy. Lucy deflated. Her boisterous personality was now so much more mellow and subdued. It was like her ego was a balloon that had been unceremoniously popped. This is not how I thought everything would play out. If we actually went shopping, would it convince you that you're not actually dead? I don't want to give any of my victims an actual existential crisis. I did sign a witchocratic oath after all. Oh my god, I don't want to give anyone an existential crisis. So I'm going to turn your body female. Like, I'm going to turn everything female. And yeah, you're just that now. You're cursed. That's not going to give anyone an existential crisis. Yeah, shopping sounds great. Reese looked at her arms, then to her ill-fitting t-shirt. Before this, she had never considered dressing nice. Why would she have bothered? She always looked ugly no matter what she wore. But now, Reese was cute, probably. Reese desperately wanted to see her reflection. Was she pretty as a woman? I mean, there's windows. You can usually see her reflection in there pretty easily. She certainly hoped so, but anything was better than living as a gangly, hideous man. I understand, but like, you weren't unattractive before. Like, you were fine. You just blossomed into a new you. You were fine before. Reese replaced her laptop inside her backpack and hoisted it onto her shoulders. Seems a little bit heavier in this body. Well, yeah, you're shorter now. Less muscle mass. The woman looked at the backpack, thought something about it, and then zapped it with a burst of magical energy. Reese yelped, a high-pitched feminine squeal that she wouldn't have had the confidence to make if she was a guy. What's that for? Wait, my backpack? Hey, it's later now! Reese took off the backpack, peering inside. You turned my laptop into a miniature? And my work clothes shrunk into doll's clothes? Only temporarily. Now your bag will shrink anything that's inside of it. But only when it's inside the bag. When you take it out, it becomes normal size again. It's like a real-life bag of holding. That's so convenient. Oh my god. Reese hoisted the backpack and stared at Lucy incredulously. She seemed to be rather proud of this, and the pride seemed much more genuine than when she turned Reese into a woman. She almost seemed normal. Maybe Reese really was dying in a hospital somewhere. Why are you being so nice to me all of a sudden? You were so mean to me a few minutes ago. Well, you can't go walking around like that. Lucy pointed at Reese, curling her upper lip. You don't even have a bra. That's kind of weird. Some people go braless. Honestly, I've heard about it before. I mean, it's not like the most weird. It's fine. Remember that I know who you are, Reese. A lesbian? Reese, stating the obvious, drew a nervous stutter from Lucy for some reason. Also, I'm a little bit confused because Reese was like, oh, there's people all around me. I should ask someone for help. And then, like, no one notices that, you know, blue magic and the turning into a woman and all that stuff. No, none of that. No, a pervert. Why would you be what the hell are you even talking about? I don't know. I think I'm definitely a lesbian. Don't look at me when you see something like that. Because, Lucy was quiet, fiddling with the edges of her hat. Was Lucy blushing? Oh, this was fun. Now Reese had the power in the situation. You know, you're kind of cute when you're flustered, Lucy. Shut up. Adorable. The thrift store is in walking distance of this shop. Let's go. I always want to try on some cute outfits. You know, I think I'm coming around to this being real. I've never had a dream this vivid. Plus, all those ads on the subway were extremely consistent and I could read the text on them. So, this is definitely not some kind of strange dream. I can get behind magic being real. It explains a lot about the world, actually. Reese looked at her hand, turning it over as she walked. Lost as she was in her own world, she almost walked into a pole. Thankfully, she was saved at the last second by a swift arm tug from Lucy. Reese looked at her savior and smiled. Lucy did not reciprocate. I could definitely accept that as real. Not too comfortable. The curse only lasts 24 hours. Usually enough time for my victims to learn their lesson. You keep saying my lesson. What kind of lesson did you expect to teach me by turning me into a woman? Lucy was quiet as they entered the thrift store. Ladies first. Lucy said the phrase with a sneer. Aw, you're so sweet. Lucy groaned in response, the door shutting behind them both. You liked being called a lady? I feel like Lucy is realizing, oh my god, trans people are real. They exist. Reese stopped walking, pivoting to face her perpetrator. How'd you think I was going to feel about this, Lucy? What were you realistically expecting? I don't know, I just wanted to show you that being a woman is hard, I guess. Yuri's stories never show the reality of it all. They just show how cute everything is. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. The Yuri stories I've been reading, they're, pretty intense. Pisses me off. You did not plan this whole lesson shtick very far ahead, did you? You're not a very good teacher. Lucy bit her lip, pointedly refusing to respond. I'm kind of curious if I can recognize any of these albums here, because they all look pretty real. Like, it looks like a photo they've kind of like painted over or something. There's like a little stand on the side. It's interesting. What kind of Yuri stories have you been reading anyways? You seem to have a super distorted view of them. Yeah, exactly. I've read enough. They never talk about the type of problems that real women have. What kind of problems are that, Lucy? Lucy, you really want to know? Well, it seems to be bothering you, so yes, I guess I do. Oh, okay. Well, for one thing, doctors never take me seriously. I had to see 3 different doctors before one even considered that I had autism. If anyone argues with me, I kind of just have to take it. And when I say something back, I'm a bitch, but if I don't, then I'm a cute little wallflower. Either way, nothing changes. And don't even get me started about how many guys tell me that I wear too much makeup. And then those same guys complain when I don't wear anything at all. Had they even applied mascara when hungover? Because I think I'm pretty damn good at it. Lucy looked like she was ready. Lucy looked like she was just ready to stab someone. A part of Reese, confusedly, found that rather attractive. That sounds difficult. I can't imagine. Reese looked down at herself, reflecting on her current circumstance. Well, maybe I won't have to. It's the rock eyebrow. It's back. Anyways, I'm sorry, Lucy. Lucy seemed to realize herself. She shifted her posture to a more confident one as she regained that manic look in her eye. I mean, we're at a thrift store, right? I should help you pick out something. She looked Reese up and down, her gaze methodical and serious. Reese suddenly felt very self-conscious. Ugh, I despise you. What? Why? You're prettier than me. Don't be like that. I think you're really pretty too. Yeah, well, you just don't accept the compliment. Women compliment each other all the time about it being weird, you know? Yeah, I guess so. Reese and Lucy walked around the store looking at dress after dress. I don't know my size in women's. Let me try to convert it before we look for outfits. It's not gonna help. You have to measure yourself, huh? Your figure's obviously changed. Clothes is gonna fit you differently now. Reese was at a loss. She stared at Lucy, uncertain how to continue. How do I do that? Lucy stared at Reese, her expression betraying a twinge of pity. You don't know how to take your own measurements? Reese shook her head. I've never bothered dressing up before. It just seems so futile. Reese went to the counter and asked for a cloth measuring tape. She returned to it, holding it up. I also don't know how to measure myself. I don't know. I just always like, you know, when I could wear medium shirts, I could, and then when I could wear large shirts, I could, you know? Like I think the only measurements that I know confidently are like my jean size, because like the pants had to like, and I didn't even measure that. I just like trial and error, just try to punch on a bunch of pants on until they fit, you know? Come on, let's start. There's no one around. Right here in the open? I don't know how else to do it. We need to find out your measurements, right? This all felt so intimate. I guess so, it's just your measurements. Okay, so what do I do? Reese was uncertain where to put her new hands, eventually settling on her sides. In contrast to Reese, Lucy seemed unfazed. She looked at Reese, a thoughtful frown upon her lips. Right, so first we start with the bust. Reese did indeed have a bust. That was an odd thought. You're not gonna touch it or anything, are you? No, around it with a measuring tape. Right, just be careful. I don't want you to, injure anything. How could I injure your chest? I lived in this body for a few hours. You're a woman your entire life. I don't know how these things work. Let's just do it. Lucy brought the cloth measuring tape behind Reese's back and pulled it through her underarms. It was tight, but not in any way uncomfortable. Still, having her new body squeezed by the cloth measuring tape was an odd sensation. Not to mention that it was hard for Reese to look at anything that wasn't Lucy when she was this close to her. Lucy was so pretty, and she looked so confident and determined. Maybe it was just something about what they were doing, measuring Reese's female body. But every emotion Reese had in this female form felt so deeply heightened. The blush that Reese would normally wear at having a beautiful woman get this close to her was almost suffocating. It felt like a bull stampede was running through her ribcage. The heat on her cheeks was smoldering. As Lucy released the measuring tape, her hand brushed against Reese. Sorry, why are you apologizing? I don't know. It was just a mistake. Oh, right. Lucy pulled out her journal and scribbled the numbers down. So that's the bust measurement. It's not bad, is it? Why would it be bad? It's just a measurement. I don't know, maybe if it's too small, too big? Lucy looked at Reese perplexly. Perplexly. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. No, I'm just gonna do that. That's it. Perplexedly. Yeah. Act like a woman, Reese. Not a baby. Oh, don't like that either. I mean, it's okay to have insecurities. You can be a woman having insecurities. Right. I get the sense from Lucy that she has kind of I would say like a black and white mentality when it comes to like thinking about things. Like it's good or bad, you know? She struggles with kind of the nuances of people. I get that sense. From her. Because like it's not bad to like not have the strongest opinions about something or to be uncertain about something. Now let's measure your waist. Lucy leaned in. Reese froze as she pulled the measuring tape around the lower part of Reese's tummy. Again, Lucy wrote down the number inside a journal. All right, time for the last one, your hips. Lucy pulled the measuring tape around Reese's hips. Reese was again extremely conscientious of her own figure. I'm actually genuinely curious how she's gonna pull these numbers and then actually figure out what to wear. She removed the measuring tape. As she did, Reese hoped that Lucy would brush her hand against hers again. She did not. Good job. Let's try to find you a bra and some clothes. Honestly, like, figure out long-term solution for the spell. Find another partner. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I think you deserve way better. Right. Wait, why a bra? Isn't a thrifted bra a little gross? It's just clothing, and it's better than no support at all. I mean, yeah. I mean, you could wash it, right? That's another thing, too. Because it's like an undergarment, right? Also, because you're bigger than me. Look, it's very noticeable, Reese. You need something. With what do you think I'm talking about? Oh, well, Reese could infer. It's alright. Don't worry, I won't leave you. Or the girls. Shouldn't your magic have changed my outfit? Lucy bit her lip, turning away. Although her next words were under her breath, Reese barely caught them. It should have, yeah. What does that mean? Oh, did she not graduate? Is she an amateur witch still? Ooh, what do you think of this one? It looks like a bra, right? Do you think it's... What do you think about this one? Yeah, that's a bra. Do you think it's the right size? Probably. What was all the measuring for then? Probably. Does that mean that you don't know? That's good enough for you, and then you try them on at the same time? Then what was the what was the measuring for? Okay. Reese held the dress against her body. It certainly seemed to be the right size, but there was one way to know for sure. Do you want to come into the room with me? To the changing room? Why would I do that? I'm not sure how to put on a dress, and you seem to know what you're doing. Girls go into changing rooms together all the time, right? No, that's not quite... Don't believe everything you see in Yuri games. Right, okay. Reese didn't have much time to think on it. She took the dress and the bras in the changing room and went to work. Reese slipped into the black dress, her back to the mirror. Her nerves felt more tightly packed than the atoms in a neuron star. That's tight. She didn't have time to process her new body so up close yet. She wasn't quite certain of the material, but it felt smooth and silky and hugged her form tightly. Reese inhaled and then exhaled, trying to regulate herself. Hey Reese, are you done? It's been a while. Yeah, I am. You can come in. Okay. Oh, honestly nice. Look at her. She's wearing it well. Also, another thing I'm noticing is like totally okay that she does it. This is like a formal dress. Like I expect her to go to a fancy dinner after this, and she should on this date. Reese had caught glimpses of her reflection in the subway window. That's what I thought. But this is the first time she had seen herself so clearly in an outfit so utterly feminine. It was truly sinking in. She was a woman. It should have felt uncomfortable. It should have felt foreign. Instead, it felt unfathomably right. Yeah, wow, that dress looks... Reese's heart thumped wildly inside her chest. When she met Lucy's gaze, it began to pound even harder. That dress really does look nice on you, Reese. Reese giggled, a hyper-feminine, adorable noise that she scarcely believed came from her own vocal cords. Thank you, I think so too. Reese stared at her reflection. The woman stared back was unrecognizable, happy, pretty, and what Reese had always yearned to be. With magic like this, you can make a lot of people really happy, Lucy. How so? Had the thought not really occurred to her before, it would have been the first thing that Reese thought of. Do you really think that there are people in the world who would want to be changed? Yes. Reese spun in a circle, enjoying the movement of the dress's fabric as it settled around her legs. I know there to be. As Reese looked at the mirror adoringly, she had a sudden harrowing thought. When Lucy had first transformed into Reese, she had promised that the spell would be reversed in 24 hours. That was temporary. This was a dream and was very much one of the quickly approaching expiry dates. I should probably take this off. This was a stupid idea anyways. What's the use of buying clothes if I'll only be able to wear it for a day? Reese turned to face Lucy, trying to read her expression. Was she blushing? I'm still here. Don't undress in front of me. Yeah, but right now we're both women. Yeah, but why are you taking off the dress anyways? You look lovely in it. Why would I buy it? I'm gonna turn back into a man soon enough. This was revenge for reading Yuri or whatever you called it. Oh, right. I guess it was, huh? I suppose I just forgot about all of that. I guess I got lost in the fantasy of what could have been. But that's all it was, really. A fantasy. Reluctantly, Reese began to tug at the dress's zipper. Lucy recoiled, a scream caught in her throat. Now what is it? I already told you, there's no reason for me to buy. This isn't my body, Lucy. I've accepted that. Come on, let's just go. I'll pay for it. What? Why? I think you look good in it. I don't want to deprive you. It's my fault for getting your hopes up in the first place. I feel like I should make it up to you. Thanks, I guess. The air was tense, thick with lingering fears of the future. Reese felt bad for bringing it up, but she didn't want to live a fantasy that was going to be taken away from her. Can we look at the movie section? My roommate has been getting into physical media lately, and I want to see if I can find something for him. Yeah, sure. She struggled to meet Reese's gaze, uncharacteristically quiet and demure. Demure and mindful. As long as we're looking through movies, I guess we'll see if they have something witchy. Might as well, right? Is that kind of thing offensive to witches? Not really, no. I just want some artistic inspiration. Sometimes I watch Kiki's Delivery Service or Horny Midnight Witches just to feel something and stave off the imposter syndrome. Those two movies, exactly the same. Exactly the same vibe. Were you trying to get revenge on me for being a weeb? For being a pervert? And you watch Horny Midnight at Witches? Exactly what my thought was. And it's a very compelling third act. Isn't that a bit of a double standard, Lucy? Lucy fidgeted on her dress and bit her lip. It is. Yeah. Just... I have my reasons for casting a spell on you, okay? Reese was quiet as they walked to the movie section. It was vast, filled with what felt like a wall of movies. I just don't get you, Lucy. Reese stared at her, at her giant obnoxious witch hat, and her cute little face. It was a bizarre, almost contradictory sight. You said you have imposter syndrome. Why? Are you trying to make fun of me? No, why would I do that? I don't know. I feel like being a witch is a stupid thing to be self-conscious about. Lucy was a mystical, magical witch. She had transformed Reese and started this whole adventure. And yet, behind her confident facade, it seemed like she was just a scared, sweet girl. Blue Bloods? There's a couple here. I'm wondering if anyone recognizes any of these movies. I don't know what that movie is. Big Little Eyes over here. Anything. All these kind of disappear into blobs. Battlestar Galactica over here, I think. That's funny. And boy down here. Interesting. Oh, CSI Miami over here. Look at that. I think you're a pretty good witch, Lucy. I try. I'm just not nearly as gifted as some of my peers. I don't know how they do some of this stuff. These big, sprawling incantations with meticulously planned out segments, each part of their spell is weaved with emotion, feeling. They're powerful and amazing. And then you have me and my dinky little spells I can barely cast successfully. As a witch, I'm supposed to help people learn things by causing gentle mischief, but I don't know if gentle mischief is what you did, but okay. Lucy trailed off, hugging herself. She was quiet, but I think she's just misguided. You know what? Giving her the benefit of the doubt, I think she's just very naive and misguided about people, and she just needs to perhaps meet a lovely woman that may or may not have a curse on her placed by Lucy, which will prove to her that she can maintain a spell for a long period of time. Kind of a win-win. I'd say you're pretty mischievous. You turned me into a woman. I look, sound, and feel like a woman now. You did that part right. You feel like a woman? This body feels so right, and I think that I can feel things properly now. Before, all my emotions felt so empty. Reese looked at her dress, feeling the fabric through her fingers. I messed up the spell. Huh? The spell was supposed to alter the victim's clothes, but I screwed up the incantation, the materials, or maybe my intent was off. So now we're here buying you a whole new outfit, when all of this should have been included from the start. Oh, so that's like part of the thrifting. Like, I mean, I think it is kind of weird that you know, she does this spell on you. She calls you all this stuff, which admittedly isn't the nicest things towards you. And then you're like, let's go thrifting, which I don't know if that would be my first instinct if someone cast a curse on me, even if I liked it. But she was also like, oh, imposter syndrome, because I'm like, you weren't even supposed to need to change clothes, you know? Reese stood up, trying to meet Lucy's gaze. She looked away, ashamed. So you're learning? Guess so. Guess I feel like it sometimes. How old are you, Lucy? 25. Lucy gave a laugh. It felt forced. Too old to be learning something as silly as like the basics, right? I should already be doing a good job. That's young for something like learning, Lucy. Or for anything, really. Don't people's brains stop developing when they're 25? Nah. The study only said that because the researchers stopped gathering brain data at a certain point. They extrapolated the data afterwards. Interesting. I'm actually 24, so I do feel sometimes that I'm always learning new things. Like I've been learning a lot about video editing, and obviously I've started this channel and that sort of thing, but I don't know. I always kind of felt like I haven't been doing the best with videos. I've been kind of beating myself up because I feel like I should be in a different position in life. I'm happy to have this conversation happening in front of me. It's a myth, basically. You don't stop learning and growing just because you're a certain age. You can stop smoking anytime, start a job, lose weight, learn a hobby, be a better friend to those you cherish. Reese looked down on her body and then to Lucy. Or you can learn to love yourself and be happy instead of fearing possibilities. It's never too late, Lucy. Not ever. I wonder if Reese will change their name. I like the name Reese for her, though. I'm 27, and it feels like I'm always learning new things. I haven't even finished grad school. Like, I graduated, 2 years ago. So, it's interesting. I don't know how long grad school takes, but I guess maybe it's, based on the thesis. Great, you're a pervert, and you're really smart. I don't know if the pet name Pervert's gonna go really great for me, but you know it. Well, I guess he's taking it on the chin, so. Reese began to scan through the thrift store's movie collection, picking up anything that catches her interest. I do call my friend perverts as well, so it's fair. I just think first time meeting somebody, not really the thing to call somebody. I don't know. That's just me. Is it weird being short now, by the way? I've always been a bit self-conscious about my height. Maybe you should turn yourself to a guy, see what it's like to have a few extra inches sticking out. Okay. Sticking out is a way to say that. Also, you don't need to be a guy to be taller. You could just, I don't know, have a spell that makes you tall. I don't know. Reese, come on. If you're gonna call me a pervert, I'm gonna play into it. Lucy snickered, but sobered up as a thought came to her. Actually, I did have to try that out once for my gender studies class. Oh? MCU, the gender studies class, was quite literal. For the final, you live as the opposite sex for a week. That is absolutely insane. I mean, if they're like okay with it, I guess. But like also your grade depends on it. I don't know. I could see that making people really uncomfortable. We had worse. For a midterm, we had to turn another classmate into a frog. I was chosen for frog too. Whoa, what was it like being a frog? I can't remember. It all feels fuzzy. I did have a craving for some crickets after though. I gotta tell you, as a human, it does not hit the same. And I use calcium powder and everything. I don't know if the calcium was the problem, Lucy. That's what the frogs eat, and they seem to like it. What about being a man? I remember that one, unfortunately. It just felt super weird and alien. I recall it feeling like piling a mecha of a man, rather than actually being one. Lucy shivered at the recollection. Most of my classmates said that they hated being the opposite gender, actually. Really? Yeah, that's why I'm surprised when it seemed like you liked being a woman. The only people in her class who actually liked being the opposite sex were. Suddenly, it seemed like Lucy had a frog stuck in her throat. Pun. Rather stereotypical for a witch, really. Did they come out as trans? Bruh, she knows about trans people? And she did all this? Wild. How do you know? How do you think I know? Oh, that makes a lot of sense now. Reese went back to examining the movies, lingering on a movie cover that featured a cute witch. I like you more when you're like this. Like what? When you're being yourself instead of being all chuny and stuff? I don't know what chuny means. It's nice. I wish you acted like this all the time. It's like I'm seeing the real you. Oh, thank you. No one's ever actually said that to me before. They should have. You're surprisingly sweet. I don't know. Oh boy. I'm trying to, Lucy. Lucy. I'm trying to give her some grace. Did you want to take a turn looking through the movies? I think I saw Bewitched there. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. It's been nice talking to you, Reese. By the way, did you want me to call you something else when you're like this, or just Reese is fine? Thanks for asking. Reese stepped back, letting Lucy take her place on the rack of DVDs. Oh, that's the Bewitched movies from the 2000s. Nicole Kidman was so pretty. So, grad school, tell me about it. Well, I'm starting to be Reese trailed off, biting her lip. If you don't want to talk to me about it, you don't have to. I'm just trying to make conversation. It's not that, it's just a little embarrassing. Especially now that I know magic exists. I'm studying to be a nuclear engineer. Are you kidding? That's awesome, Reese. I wish my degree was something that cool. I think that makes me sound kind of pretentious. Well, I think that's awesome. Thank you. Oh, it's a new face. I like this new face. I feel obliged to ask, could witches create energy from nothing? Is my degree worthless now that I know magic exists? Nah, magic can't do stuff like that. Witches and casters use magic for silly shenanigans. Like flying and cleaning equipment, making animals talk. Lucy gestures to Reese, and of course transformation magic. Your spells can be used to help people, and witches use them for silly shenanigans. We use them to help people too. You ever go on Etsy? That's fair. The website where you can buy drop-shipped art? Yeah, exactly. That's where most of my friends make their money. They usually get asked to do love potions or spells to keep people's toxic relationships going, so they have to tone down the efficacy, which I guess is better than actually making a love spell, but it's still not what I want to be doing with my life. When sorting through the movies, Reese found one that piqued her interest. She reached over Lucy's shoulder, plucking the case from the shelf. Hey, they have the special edition of Shrek. What's the special edition of Shrek? Does magic work like it does in Shrek? Lucy stared at Reese with a befuddled expression. Reese figured that she should clarify. When Shrek kisses Fiona, the spell is broken and her true form, the one that she really wants to be, is revealed. I was just thinking, is all. Oh, that's what you mean. You would have to, Lucy looked at Reese before cutting herself off. She yelped, her cheeks turning an adorable shade of pink. Oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. You answer my question. What question? The one about Shrek. I thought Shrek the Third was better. More realistic magic representation. So, people get at me for this. I've watched the Shrek movie that I've watched the most, Shrek the Third. People hate Shrek the Third. I think it's a good movie. And I think part of it is purely out of spite due to the fact that people hate it so much. But at the same time, it's also like, I don't know, I just genuinely like the movie. Like there's moments where it's like I didn't like it as much, but there are moments that I really like. Like the princess scene where they're all fighting and they're using their powers, like the Snow White moment with all the animals. Like that's one of my favorite moments in movies, like ever. I loved it. That wasn't what I expected. Wait, they made a third Shrek movie? They're gonna make a fifth one, and a fourth, and a fifth. Huh. Reese caught a glimpse of the darkening sky and heaved a sigh. I don't remember when the new movies come out. I forget. I should go home. Can we hang out again, Reese? I really enjoyed today. Reese felt quiet. She hugged herself, enjoying the softer skin beneath her fingers. She knew this joy wouldn't last. It's all right, but can you try and see if there's any way I could stay like this? Lucy was quiet, hugging herself. She met Reese's eyes and then looked away shamefully. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Thank you, Lucy, seriously. We should check out and head home. Yeah, I'll buy these movies for you too. Wow, she got the dollar bills. They went to the counter. Lucy bought Bewitched and paid for Reese's copy of Shrek, the dress, and the bra. Lucy fidgeted with the edge of her necklace when done, pointedly avoiding Reese's gaze. I feel bad, you know. I just wanted to watch a cute boy squirm a little as he became a girl, maybe get to play the part of a cackling evil witch for a day or two. It was just supposed to be a silly, mischievous thing. I never meant for any of this. Hey, can I get your contact info? Why? I'll be a man in a day or so. No, you won't. You'll still be a woman. I want to keep in touch with you. I like spending time with you after all, woman or otherwise. Yeah, give me your phone. Witches don't have phones. We have frogs. What? They don't? Ha, just joke. Got you, ha. Ah, right. Lucy took Reese's phone and punched in her number, saving the contact. She then texted herself a quick message of, "It's Lucy." Right. See you, Lucy. Yeah, see ya. As Reese settled into the cold hard on the subway, she thought about the shrunken laptop in her bag and the game that kicked off all of this. Oh my goodness. Why do you keep on making me say the name of the game? I'm probably going to say it differently every single time. Safhingadai. She pulled the laptop from her backpack. The laptop sprung to its normal size instantly. It felt like wild magic. Huh. Reese powered it on and put on her headphones. Everything seemed to work, thought Reese, examining the laptop over. I wonder if the laptop will keep its enchantments even when mine runs out. Reese decided to stop thinking about it. She double-clicked the shortcut for Safhingadai. So, a 4-week lifespan? Julie asked. Her voice was quiet, tender. Is that normal for your kind? Indeed, said Shallow. I am of the species Metaglotia valtica. Our lifespans vary, and I do live a little longer than most, but 4 weeks is an estimate, give or take. Julie was silent, her expression a mix of disbelief and surprise. This is vexing, she admitted. Both women had an earnest discussion about the matter. This is why Reese loved the writing in visual novels. The characters were in such a ludicrous situation, but were having such a human conversation about it. As Shallow and Julie's adult conversation turned into kisses, Reese suddenly felt a little bit more self-conscious about enjoying moth Yuri on the subway. Reese never realized that she was so interested in the details of humans and moth women lovemaking. Shallow, Julie whispers. She trailed a hand across her partner's soft wings. I'll cherish you so dearly. The few days I've spent with you were some of the best of my life. Shallow was quiet, hugging herself. Shallow, dear, asked Julie. Have I lost you already? No. Shallow's voice was hoarse as she replied. I'm simply musing. Julie, the past few days have been some of the happiest of my short life, yet I feel morose. Am I a bad person for relishing in this feeling of joy even though that our time together will soon come to an end? Julie laughed harshly. It is true that part of me wished I had never met you. Not that I despise you, of course, very much the opposite, but knowing that this joy is possible, that it's feasible, will make a life without you simply unbearable. Julie placed her hand upon Shallow's antennae, stroking it with the love and tender adoration she knew Shallow deserved. Know that I love you no matter what, she said. Her voice was gentle, genuine and kind. Even if you are but a ghost fluttering in the wind, we will always be together, Shallow. Tears streamed down Reese's cheek. In this new body, everything felt so intense and vivid. It felt like Reese was right there with Julie and Shallow, experiencing their pain, anguish, and bittersweet elation. She had never hurt so deeply, yet somehow, feeling such a tense, wretched heartbreak in this body felt good. Reese yearned for a relationship like the characters in the visual novels she played. She knew that her time as a woman would end soon, but Reese had to be like Julie. She had to relish the short time that she had instead of fearing for an inevitable future. Now arriving at Elm Street, Reese closed her laptop, preparing to disembark. Lucy lay wide awake as she stared at the ceiling. As soon as she returned home, Lucy started frantically poring over her magical textbooks. There had to be some way to seal the curse permanently. Of course, she couldn't find much. Most victims wouldn't actually want to be cursed forever, and it'd normally be unethical for a witch to curse someone for a long period of time. However, eventually, Lucy found an anecdote in one of her textbooks. It described a spell that would cause a curse to be imbued upon the victim forever. It was a small incantation, easy enough for her to cast, but required the magic to be transferred via the caster's lips. Shrek! Shrek call out. In other words, to seal the kiss. Oh, nope, that's not what it says. To seal the spell, Lucy would have to kiss Reese. Lucy couldn't help but snicker. Shrek had gotten it completely wrong, and she wondered if Reese would find that amusing. It wasn't that Lucy didn't want to kiss Reese. In fact, it was quite the opposite. If it was just business, Lucy would have no problem kissing her. Reese. She didn't have to prove herself to anyone. Lucy envied that. With that thought lingering in her mind, Lucy drifted off to a restless, dreamless sleep. Huh? A text message woke Lucy. Blearily, she reached for her phone. I forgot to charge it, 57%. Wait, 2 unread messages? Who in the Leo is texting me this early? Reese? Intrigued, Lucy opened her phone messaging app. It was a text message from Reese. Do you want to meet up today? I'd love to see you again. Lucy's fingers moved before her brain could even process it, nerves crawling up her spine. Oh, sure. Do you have any place in mind? How about the Juniper? I love their craft beers, and they don't have live music today. Should be pretty quiet. That's okay. I don't like loud music anyway, so it sounds great. What about 1 p.m.? Perfect. See you then. Lucy put her phone down at the nightstand. Anxiety flooded her body at the idea of seeing Reese again. It's not a date. Why would it be a date? She just wants to see me again. It's just about the spell. I don't need to make things weird. Lucy began to get ready for the day. If she's going to be questioned about her magic, she had to at least look nice at it. Lucy arrived at the bar and spotted Reese, who was still wearing that gorgeous dress. Lucy tried her damnedest to avoid staring at Reese as she sat down. She didn't change her outfit. What happened to changing your outfit? That's okay. Hi again, Reese. Hi, it's nice to see you again. Lucy nodded, attempting to find the words as she sat across from her. She investigated the menu, figuring that a drink might help her take the edge off. You look, nice, Reese. Heavens above. Why did the words struggle to come out right when she needed them the most? You look really pretty too. Thank you, Reese. Reese had been so accommodating of her throughout everything. Can I get you anything? I want a number 7 beer and a mustard ham wrap. Certainly, and for you? I want a Mai Tai and a French onion soup. Got it. The French onion? You're not expecting to be kissing. You're going to be kissing soon. The waiter collected both their menus, leaving Reese and Lucy to themselves. As Reese looked into Lucy's eyes, she tried to keep herself stoic. After a few moments of awkward silence, the waiter returned with both the drinks. It's so nice to get a girly drink without being scared about what other people think. I always liked them, I just felt so insecure about it. Really? You seem so confident in who you are, Reese. I'm kind of envious. I like girly drinks. I mean, I like fruit drinks. I can't stand beer. The yeasty taste does absolutely nothing for me. I mean, I do like White Claws. I do have some White Claws that are pretty good. Generally speaking, I like fruity drinks. They're just so much better. You saw me when I was a guy, Lucy. I was anxious and uncomfortable in myself. I guess I'm still like that, but there's a happy veneer over it right now. Huh. Reese sipped her drink. She smiled. It's strong. I like that. Lucy also drank the beer, trying not to dwell too much on the idea of kissing Reese. The more she tried to avoid thinking about it, the more she couldn't help but think anything but that. She really did enjoy the spending time with Reese, and Lucy feared that confessing it would break off calling it their friendship was being generous. Oddly, Reese, she didn't seem to show any fear at all. She seemed happy, enjoying her meal and alcohol without a care in the world. I don't get it. You're so happy. Didn't Reese know that the spell would dissipate in just a few hours? I'm just as grateful for the time we got to spend together, and that I got to spend it as... Reese looked down at her body. As she smiled, Lucy feels a twinge of guilt. I don't know why I'm feeling this, but I'm very conscious now about my eyes blinking. I'm like, why am I thinking about this? I feel it every time my eyes blink. I don't know. I don't know why I started becoming conscious of it. I've just happened. Well, as who I've always wanted to be. I don't know. I know that you didn't intend for things to happen like this, but I'm glad we met, Lucy. You are? Yeah, I think I've always wanted this. Actually, I guess I always was this. Lucy's heart thumped erratically. Reese was so gorgeous, confident, and empathetic. I don't get you, Reese. If someone granted me what I always wanted and then said it was on a time limit, the pain of that being taken away would be much worse than any happiness it ever gave me. Reese sipped her cocktail. Quiet. Her adorable face fell along with Lucy's heart. Is there seriously no way to make this permanent? Lucy seized. This was it, the moment she had been dreading. As Lucy clutched the drink and stared into Reese's pretty eyes, she felt the alcohol imbue her with the confidence to speak her heart's desire. Actually, I always thought you were cute, Reese. Even on the subway? Yeah, but now it feels like you're so much more than that. You're always happy, confident, there's no waver in your voice when you speak. Your joy is infectious. Back then on the subway, I just wish I could have talked to you like a normal person. Oh, that's sweet. I always do that. I pretend to be someone I'm not because I'm so scared that everyone will hate the real me. Even today, I fear telling you the truth. The truth? What truth? Before that, let me ask you something. Would you like me even if I hadn't transformed you into a woman? Reese hugged herself, uncertain. She considered her words carefully. I don't know if I can answer that. Honestly, I was never able to feel this fully until you transformed me yesterday. What I definitely can say is I like you in this body now. But Lucy, that was answer enough. It was so nice spending time with you, Reese. I think they're cuter now. Okay, they've convinced me. Reese smiled. She was unburdened by the inevitability of what was to come, and Lucy envied that. There is a way of making the spell permanent, Reese. There is? What is it? Turn into a frog. Right now. Become a frog for 24 hours. No. She's so excited for the kiss. Lucy bit her lip as she tried to ignore the pounding of her heart. Her hands began to shake. This was just for the spell. The lie was comforting, assuaging her fears. There was nothing more to it than the spell, of course. If the caster kisses their victim before the spell wears off, the spell will last forever. You know, if you were interested. I kind of wish, like, in this universe, because, I don't know, like, I hear that, and I think of the worst case scenario. Right? And I kind of wish that the witch had to like say something before they did it. I think it would be like nice. Or maybe because it's like, oh, it could be used for evil. What it could be is like, because the whole thing is about like learning a lesson. The witch and like the caster and the person who's been cursed, they have to say the same thing at the same time. I accept the curse is now part of me or something, you know? I mean, that obviously could be used in a bad way too, but like at the same time, it's a lot better than just kissing somebody still in the curse. You know, if you were interested. Lucy felt the words die in her throat. Not to move forward. Reese stood up, grinning of a confident charm that Lucy found infectious. I could stay a woman forever and kiss a beautiful girl? Beautiful. That feels weird to ask. I don't want to impose. But this is the only way to make the spell permanent, and so I think that, well, you know, if you're not opposed to the idea. Reese offered her hand to Lucy with a bright smile on her lips. Let me help you out. The up motion. Lucy grabbed Reese's hand and pulled her up. Reese was taller than her by a good few inches, and Lucy found that she quite liked being face to face with a confident, taller woman. I think it's very telling. You made up this whole shtick about the spell expiring just so you could kiss me. Seems like a lot of work when you could have just asked. I'd almost say it's a little perverse of you, Lucy. Clocked you. Lucy stared into Reese's eyes. Normally, Lucy despised eye contact, but something about Reese's gorgeous, deep brown eyes was mesmerizing, and she found herself unable to look away. Suddenly, the only thing in the world that mattered was Reese. Lucy could feel her heart pounding. She feared Reese's response, her judgment. Reese was so cool, so pretty, so everything that Lucy admired. Nothing would make me happier, Lucy. Reese leaned forward, her forehead brushing against the brim of Lucy's ceremonial hat. She wanted to kiss her? Lucy refused to believe it. After all she had done to Reese, she really wanted to? May I? Consent? Wow, what a wild concept. Lucy desperately wanted to feel Reese's soft lips against her, to touch her, kiss her, feel her pressed snugly against her. Reese, and then something inside Lucy snapped. As soon as she transformed Reese had become this entirely different person, happy, self-loving, and confident. Reese acted nothing like the woman Lucy had been emulating, yet she's more connected to her own femininity than Lucy ever had been. Lucy was done. She was done acting, done pretending to be a woman she wasn't. She was Lucy, and that was enough for Reese, and that should be enough for Lucy. Ah, screw it all. Oh, so cute. So cute. That's thumbnail material. Lucy leaned in, clumsily pressing her lips against Reese's. In her haste, their teeth clacked together, forcing Reese to pull back of a snicker. Oh, I did that too. Let's try that again. Lucy knew that the spell had been sealed with the first brush of the lips. She had felt the curse lock in place. When they met for another kiss, one was much slower and gentler. She ran her hand behind Reese's neck, her lips finally speaking all those thoughts that she'd been too cowardly to say before. Reese responded with gentle, restrained passion, meeting Lucy where she was. Time seemed to slow. Nothing else in the world mattered except for Reese, Lucy, and the comforting embrace that they shared. After a while, Lucy felt something damp hit her cheek and pulled back. Tears? Reese, are you crying? I feel so happy. My heart feels so full. Thank you so much, Lucy, for everything. As Lucy gazed at the woman that she adored, she could only think about one thing. Would you think I'm a pervert I wanted to kiss you again? Reese smiled. Her joy was blinding. Oh, you'd definitely be a pervert. Speaking as a fellow pervert, I'd really like that. Lucy giggled. Excellent. Reese and Lucy kissed once again. For the first time, Lucy felt like it was her authentic, true self. And that was it! Oh, that was sweet. I really like that. Aww, that was so sweet. Created for the Trans Joy Jam 2026. Thank you for playing. I would say, like, that was really cute. Like, I was kind of worried in the beginning, to be honest. Yeah, that was really sweet. That was witch switched. I really liked that. I felt like I was curious about the world, genuinely. I understand that there was like some insecurities and stuff like that, and I would be curious to see more of a fuller game about that. And yeah, that was just a good game, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm gonna give that 4 Lucy witch hats out of 5, and that's the ranking. Now that we're at the end, we have to determine who will win the gay crown. Will it be, or drumroll please? Congratulations! Please take your crown, your trophy, and your receipt. And for all of those who didn't win, I promise I loved your games as well. This is just for jokes. And for those still watching, I just wanted to say thank you for the support. Like, genuinely, I'm a very small channel, and I don't have the best editing skills or knowledge on games or that sort of thing. But I genuinely do really like playing gay games, and I really appreciate that you gave me your time out of your day to watch this video. And if you want to see another gay games video, go over there, right there. Video looks pretty good. I just wanted to say thanks again, and see ya. Bye.